Enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Let's do this, mother effers. Wow.
There we go. Hi.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi there. Good morning. I got a double welcome. I got the dual welcome this morning. Welcome, welcome. And I went, thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Let's tape that shit.
I know.
I think that could go viral.
Good morning.
Happy opening day to everybody.
Opening day. Yeah.
Did you hear the John Montone piece today?
John Montone. No, what was he doing?
Well, I've been a suffering New York Mets fan for a very long time. And for years continued to say I was a Mets fan.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? One of the listeners, probably a hater, pointed out that I'm not really a Mets fan. And instead of getting all mad and fucking tweeting back or something, I sat back for a second and went, holy fuck, he's right. I haven't been a Mets fan. I haven't been a Mets fan in years. I just kind of always just kept telling people, yes, I'm a Mets fan.
I'm a Mets fan, right?
But the guy goes, I bet you can't even name the starting lineup. And I sat there, and instead of Googling it, I went, oh, my God, I can't anymore.
Oh, yeah.
With that said, John Montone was out at Citi Field because it's opening day for the Mets today. He was on a packed 7 train. Yeah. Now, the 7 train is what brings people in and out of Citi Field. It is the train to be on if you're a Mets fan.
Sure.
It's the epicenter of Mets fans commuting, right?
Yeah.
He couldn't find one fucking Mets fan on the 7 train.
Oh, really?
That's how fucking frustrated New York is with this team. No one wants to step forward and even say they're a Mets fan. And then in the paper today, there's a whole article where they're basically begging people to come to the stadium. They're basically having all sorts of deals and free tickets if you do this and that, blah, blah, blah. They're in deep shit.
Yeah, they haven't sold out this afternoon's game.
They haven't sold out opening day.
Opening day.
Opening day is usually a given where it's like,
Everybody
what?
goes.
You know, we all have a chance. It's the first day of the season. Let's go. It's exciting.
Yeah, they're doing like buy one get one deals where like you buy an opening day ticket, you get a free ticket to one of this weekend's games.
Holy fuck.
Well, maybe it's going to be crappy weather or something, right?
No, it's supposed to be beautiful today.
Oh,
it's a nice 1 o'clock game.
It's
1 o'clock
opening
game, beautiful spring day.
It's literally a perfect day to go see baseball. And it's not like it's not like they're 20 games out, so you're like, why the fuck would I do that?
Yeah.
Everyone kind of feels like their team has a chance the first couple weeks of the season, right?
Well, you know.
And they're not even close to a sellout. And Montone couldn't find one fucking fan on the 7 train.
If they pull out a miracle and start doing well,
it's impossible
this season. I know it is, but if they just did, you'd see people that were like, "I was there right from the start, man."
Yeah.
You know,
no, it's impossible. I mean, who's our star even?
Johan Santana.
Yeah, all right.
Today's opening day?
Today's opening day, part 3.
Part 3, right? We had the Japanese opening day,
right?
Then you had the
You had opening night last night.
Opening night.
Yes, Jimmy, it's opening day. This is a big day.
Who played last night?
Marlins Cardinals.
Oh, it's a big game.
Well, we're going to get into the Marlins Cardinals
there's
thing
something
in a second.
Opening day.
When will the Mets win the World Series?
Never.
But I'm going to say it this year. I'm officially not a Mets fan. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's official now.
I'm officially a Phillies fan this year.
Official.
Officially.
Oh, you're going to Philly, huh?
I've gone to more Phillies games in the last 8 years than Mets games.
So you got the what they call the in-law sports team thing going on,
and a lot of friends down there, and I've gone to more Phillies games. I go to about 2 or 3 Phillies games a year, easily. So I'm still kind of a baseball fan. I haven't been to Citi Field yet.
That's a big heel turn right there.
That really is.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm adopting the Phillies for a little while. Sorry. Might have to adopt the Flyers soon, too, for a little while. Stupid fucking Islanders are 3 games under 500. And my ticket broker, no, really, you got to buy your tickets this year. They're really going to turn it around. And I get to sit here as the season ends for the Islanders knowing I made a great decision.
You should
not
record
to get
those
my
phone
tickets
calls every year.
Oh, I will. I'll record the next one.
The yearly, hey, we're going to be better.
Oh, God.
Buy your tickets.
And I did go to 1 or 2 hockey games this year. The fucking place is even in worse shape than last year.
See, Sam's a big fan.
Ready for opening day.
Sam's
Opening
wearing
day?
a Cubs hat, and it's
Cubbies.
enraging because he
Good
doesn't
Cubbies
know
fan?
anything about baseball.
What's going on? Cubs fan?
We know more about wrestling than you know about baseball.
Oh, boy.
You know that, right?
Yeah, that's probably true. But you at one point watched wrestling. At no point in my life would I consider myself a baseball
You've never
fan.
watched baseball on a regular basis?
No, not on regular. I mean, I was going to say I have watched single games before.
Growing up before cell phones, computers, and all that, man, I easily watched 50 games a year. Easily.
No way. I don't think I've watched 50 games in my life.
Really?
Ooh.
No, definitely not.
Well, why the
Why
Cubs
the- why
hat
the
then?
hat?
It's blue and red.
Why blue and red today?
My shirt's red.
Why have
Blue
you all
trend.
of a sudden started doing this? This is a new thing.
Yep.
Don't say it isn't.
No, I know. it's
This
not-
is a new thing.
Because I got tired of looking at I look the same every day, and I wanted to
Yeah,
do something
'cause you're
different.
you.
Why
What are you
baseball hats? You've
Because I
done the Padres, the Cubs. What
Yeah.
was the other one again? Oh, I forgot already.
Rockies.
The Rockies.
Well, because I didn't want to cut my hair.
Why not?
Cut your hair for your wedding.
I'm not going to cut it.
How about you
really
trim it up for
should.
your wedding?
Because I don't want to do something permanently different. I just want to do something that, today.
You're going to regret
Well,
it
it grows
in the
back.
pictures when you get older.
Yeah, you can look
You're
at
gonna
those pictures
back
and go,
oh,
I'm an
what
asshole.
was I doing?
But I have years of pictures of my hair like this.
Yeah, it
This is
doesn't
what I
matter.
look like. And
It doesn't
Doesn't
look
matter.
that bad. Just trim it up.
Let me tell you about another guy
That had crazy hair.
that had crazy hair and a ponytail and took a lot of pictures. He looks back at those
Yeah.
and says, "What the fuck was I thinking?" You know who that was?
Who?
Mitch Cumstein.
Mitch fucking Cumstein. Tell us one thing about the Chicago
saw it
Cubs if
coming.
you're going to wear the fucking hat.
Wrigley Field.
All right. Good enough.
Yep.
Fair enough. Do you understand the curse that goes on up there?
I understand they're
They
not.
got a big curse up there.
I know they don't win terribly often.
Well, they win.
I mean, like championships. Do they? Nah, they don't win championships.
When was the last time they won a championship? What'd you guess?
1918.
It's probably not far off.
It's close.
Yeah. No, I have no idea. 1939.
Oh,
What a great year that was. Oh,
They'd be happy if it was 1930.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they would be.
What year was it? I have no idea. 1922.
1908.
I think it was 19.
Oh? Oh, you don't even know.
I
Around
think,
1908.
I
You
think
look it
Jimmy's
up.
about right.
Danny would have.
1908.
I'm teasing you. I'm razzing you.
Travis, do you know?
I think it's 1908, yeah.
I want to thank Travis for depressing the fuck out of me last night. I was checking my Twitter and Travis tweeted something he saw on Deadspin. They fucking dragged Muhammad Ali out at the Marlins game. This organization, they're a bunch of scumbags for doing this. Period. And people should talk about this today. If you remember Muhammad Ali, what Olympics was it where he was shaking but he had the torch
He had
and
the torch.
he walked up those stairs, right? Dramatically for the world.
96.
That was 96?
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
they dragged him out on a golf cart from center field at the Marlins game as they opened up their new stadium last night. And it wasn't the same effect as the Olympic moment.
It was very, very depressing.
I think the organization is a bunch of scumbags. I think his wife is a scumbag. I think his family in general is just a bunch of scumbags.
Yeah, it was not.
I mean, we can make jokes all we want, but you got to see what he fucking looks like, and who thought this was a good idea? And I think someone pointed out after a minute, the crowd stops applauding because I think he's on the big screen, and they're just like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
yeah, it's like a.
Well, they wheel him out from center field, so it
field.
takes the absolute longest amount of time possible.
Right.
Yeah, they can't really goose the golf cart either because he's,
No, but
kind
like-
of frail.
Well, they thought it would be a nice dramatic moment for everyone, but it was a
Yeah.
holy shit, look what Muhammad Ali looks like nowadays moment.
And there was a lot of speculation before this because somebody figured out that the Marlins had allotted 5 minutes for the opening pitch, so people were thinking it's going to be somebody big that's going to get a lot of applause, you know. But
Right.
now you find out that it was 5 minutes because they had to wheel him out.
Oh, yeah, did you hear that? He was there to throw out
To
the
throw
first
out
pitch.
the first pitch. So, yeah. This
Guess what? He can't throw anything.
The guy who can't stand.
He can't even throw a piece of paper into a wastebasket.
He doesn't even know he's there. It seems like
They said mentally he's aware. It's just
Oh, that's
physically.
a nightmare.
Well-
That's a nightmare then.
This is way more visual, so you're gonna. I mean, Travis tweeted it. I tweeted it. It's
I
on
haven't seen
Deadspin. It's all over. It's an easy find today. We'll put it on our Facebook page, Opie and Anthony.
It's titled "The Marlins Open Their New Stadium in the Saddest, Most Awkward Way Possible." That's the title of the video, and it is sad and awkward.
It's a visual, but we'll try to walk.
How come our listeners can't see this with us?
Oh,
because there is no visual element.
Yeah.
Someone on Twitter goes, "Don't block me," but isn't a visual element TV?
Radio with a visual element. Oh, television. That is kind of funny.
That person made me laugh, but not really. Just every once in a while. You know, the difference would be if you're in your car, you could still listen to the whole fucking show and not feel like you're missing anything.
Right.
But we can enhance it for people that are in front of their computers or got something going on their cell phone.
They can just go online and watch us with this.
Yeah, they can check out some shit.
But it's like it would be nice to have a central location to do things from and be able to, have people watch. Have people watch us reacting to it on maybe a split screen kind of a thing. Yeah, exactly. Like,
see Sam getting tickled.
It is the future.
Yes, the future.
But the future doesn't...
Look out, people. The future's here.
The future doesn't live here at SiriusXM, unfortunately.
That's the past here.
No. This is the status quo / past at this point. It's too bad. Anyway, hit this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field Miami Marlins owner Jeffrey Loria and a man who first won the heavyweight championship of the world right here in Miami. The greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali.
So now people are they're a little excited. Who wouldn't want to see Muhammad Ali?
Oh, the golf cart's doing like 1/2 a mile an hour.
Oh, yeah. They're going to milk this.
Oh, God, this is terrible.
He's really thin. He's frail.
Oh, God.
And I think Ant said it. He looks like he's playing the bongos.
Yeah, he looks like Babalu.
Oh, he's kind of lost control of his hand, too.
Yeah, his hand is shaking up and down rapidly. And then the Marlins owner's trying to hold his left hand down for him. Look, the owner there is holding his left hand tight and hard, and Ali's still able to make it move.
All right. Well, he's gotten off the warning track. And the people are...
And that's it.
That's
the chant, because they're starting to see what he looks like on the big screen. He's still shaking.
Oh, boy.
His wife's there smiling. And then it looks like family members, possibly maybe a son or a nephew or something on the back, is filming the whole thing through their cell phone.
Oh, man.
They're very excited to be there.
Now the players are milling about in the infield, waiting, and it's just very awkward. Now they
just stopped the golf cart.
The crowd, again, just trying to get something going because it's just awkward to stand there in silence and watch Muhammad Ali shaking on the big screen.
They should still be clapping, though. That was not that long of an applause.
No, it really wasn't.
Because they're in shock.
Stink. Yeah, they might be kind of in shock.
They might be in shock, like, holy fuck. Because look at them all standing around now, like, oh my God, are we witnessing this?
And they're probably talking to each other like, how the fuck is he going to throw out the first pitch?
Right.
That's a mind-boggler.
And now the players are all looking around like,
Fans, let's hear it for our special guest tonight, Ali.
And he tries to get the crowd back into chanting Ali.
I hated the way the announcers did that.
Ali. Because everyone is uncomfortable. And now, does he have the baseball? He has the baseball in his hand, and he just kind of hands it over.
That's it. That's the first pitch.
And that's the first pitch.
He handed the baseball over,
and no one's cheering that he just did that. Well,
because they don't know.
Now it delayed.
Now they're taking pictures.
Oh, Ali's in bad shape.
Oh, he's in horrid shape. He doesn't even know. He can't turn his head. And God only knows why he's wearing those sunglasses. His eyes must be going around in his head like those ones where they're on the springs. You know, you put the glass in, your eyeballs are on the springs.
Muhammad Ali here at the Marlins Park here tonight.
And then the announcer just making believe it's a totally normal moment.
Holy shit, ladies and gentlemen.
He says handing off the ceremonial first pitch.
He didn't even know what he was doing.
And then they got to show.
They grabbed the ball out of his hand.
Now they're showing pictures of when he was young and vibrant.
I didn't like those fans, though. I know they were in shock, but they should. They would have done that in New York.
You're right.
They literally would have applauded until he fucking left.
I think it was such a shock to see him like that people were just didn't know what to do.
His hand shaking.
Well, why would his family and his people agree to this? I mean, he had such an amazing moment at the Olympics with that torch, and now it's opening day. Opening day for a Marlins game where they're opening up a new stadium. Are you serious?
What if he has a financial interest in the team?
No.
He doesn't have a financial interest in anything.
Or if they're selling,
he doesn't have an
stuff.
interest in anything. Matter of
No,
fact,
I think he's.
I mean, they may have paid him, but
it's a bad
he
shape.
doesn't have anything to do with the team.
yeah, you don't give a fuck.
I didn't like those fans. I thought they should have. Even
I think
if it was
you're right,
awkward,
Jimmy.
They
Yeah.
should have applauded those dummies in Florida. It should have applauded until he left.
Yep.
They would have done that in Yankee Stadium or Shea Stadium. New York fans,
I don't know.
absolutely.
I think
would've.
there was a shock thing going on there.
Maybe, but they got to
People
get through
were
it.
like, I don't know. That you saw it.
Yeah,
We didn't even go for the jokes because we're like, holy fuck, look at what he looks like.
Yeah.
but I would still applaud him. I mean, I would still stand there and clap.
They started applauding.
And they fucking applauded for like a minute. They stopped. They were shitty. They were terrible fans. Terrible. How good could they be there for a fucking Marlins game? How invested in anything can they really be?
Yeah.
Miami Marlins.
Miami Marlins.
Oh my God, that's right.
Miami Marlins.
Did they move locations?
Well, they got this is
Brand
their
new stadium.
Yeah.
Opening day for their brand new stadium down there. So.
Terrible thing in the outfield. Have you seen that? That goes off when somebody hits a home run.
What is it? I did not see it.
Oh no! What do they do?
I know they got a roof.
Yeah,
they have a roof.
I fucking hate roofs,
A roof.
especially in baseball.
Baseball don't need roofs.
Especially in baseball, because if it rains in the summer, it's a nice warm rain. Who cares?
Yeah.
It's part of baseball,
Who doesn't love a good rain delay?
right?
Who
Especially
doesn't love watching the tarp being brought out on the field?
especially Miami when it's hot as balls. I think most of those people would love to get rained on to get cooled off.
That your ass is wet in the seat for the rest of the game.
You don't like the rain?
I hate fucking rain at sporting events.
Then you would like this new stadium.
Yeah, maybe I would.
As soon as the sprinkles come, they fucking put that roof on.
No, that's not real.
Yeah, that's what's out in the outfield. If somebody hits a home run, that goes off.
That's a cartoon version of it, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I wanted you to see what it looks like
fucking
animatronically.
horrible.
It's a bunch of Marlins
Jumping out of the
like
water?
like on a kind of a shooting gallery rotisserie thing,
Right.
and they jump around
Who thought that'd be a good
in a
idea?
colorful acid trip looking sea.
Yeah, it's really cool.
No, it's not.
Ah, it stinks.
Why
That's
would
what
they
those
do
fans
that?
deserve there for that applause.
Yeah,
they
see,
they deserve that.
That's it. Wow, there you go. They deserve that.
We got a Marlins fan on the line. He says, more amazing thing than Ali is we had more than 600 fans in our stands.
That's good.
Yeah, this is a small stadium. It's like 37,000.
They went with a small stadium.
37,000.
Why did they do that?
Kevin Hart could sell out their fucking baseball stadium.
It's more intimate. They had some guy who was pitching it going like, we want a more intimate setting here.
Because they know it's impossible to get 50, 60,000 down
Exactly.
there. So they're like, let's cut our losses and have a cool small stadium.
It's not a baseball town.
No, it's
Florida's not a baseball state.
No, it's not. We're a fucking boxing state, obviously. Shitheads.
It's all about soccer down there.
Terrible.
37,000, that's it?
Yeah.
What's City Field? I don't even know. If you had to guess.
Probably 75
million.
No, a little less.
Oh, really?
I don't think you can get
7 million?
75.
No, maybe
Can they?
60?
Maybe around 50.
50 or
okay.
60 maybe? Maybe pushing 60, I would guess.
CD Field.
So,
I'm very annoyed at those Marlin fans.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
45,000.
40. Oh, just 45,000. Oh, so it's not that much smaller.
Sometimes in life you got to get through your own awkwardness.
8,000
and do
is
the
a
right
lot.
thing.
Yeah,
Dude,
true.
he looks horrendous. I'm more
He does.
pissed at his fucking family. Let him be. He probably didn't even know he was doing that.
He did look pretty out there.
Yeah, he looked out of it.
He didn't look around at all. He was just like,
It doesn't even
looking
look like
sort
he
of
can
down.
turn his head. It's like,
Yeah. How does
God,
he?
sleeping has to be impossible.
Well, I told you
How
before.
do you shake like that and try to sleep?
I could tell you. I had a friend whose father had the Muhammad Ali thing.
Yeah.
And it gets so bad that they can't even sleep at night because you're just waking yourself up constantly with the shaking.
There's got to be some kind of Rube Goldberg machine where you could put a rope on your arm that's shaking and transfer the energy to rock your bed to sleep. You know? Like
Hey,
it
that's
goes
not-
through all kinds of machines and gears and
not a
pulleys.
bad idea.
And then you just fucking, all right, it cancels it out because it's gently rocking
You
you
might have to go
sleep.
on Shark Tank with that one.
Yes.
Mark Cuban would love to hear that idea.
Parkinson sucks, dude.
No, I mean, he's on medication right now, and look, he's still shaking like a motherfucker.
It's terrible.
He's making a Carl from Sling Blade face, too. It's terrible.
Oh, my God.
His face like,
I still want to meet him, though. It's fucking depressing.
Carl?
No, Carl I've met.
Was he going to have Parkinson's, or was this from boxing?
Probably Parkinson's. You see a lot of boxers that don't turn out like that. Like, I've never seen anyone else like that.
Didn't they first say that a lot of this shit was from boxing?
Being punch drunk, they called it.
Yeah.
Punch drunk.
You hear that expression?
It's great. Yeah.
Well,
it's like
Ali-
shell shocked.
Yeah.
The old days, they would just say that.
Last year of his career, maybe the last two, he got hit. Pretty
Yeah, he
good,
got some
man.
bad ones, man.
It's too bad because before that he didn't get hit a lot.
No.
It sucks, too, because of the personality he was before. Everyone remembers that fast-talking wit.
Fuck yeah.
Him and Cosell going at it. And to then just be
Shut down.
relegated to shaking in a golf cart like that is to lackluster applause from Florida douchebags.
I'm fucking
that's
disgusted
tough.
with those fans. Even if they were shocked and appalled, because it's him, you rise above it and
Yeah.
you treat it like it's 1970.
Oh,
Well, we got Nate. We got these guys out there. Let's get the other side of this. Nate in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Oh, man.
Nate.
Yeah, hey, Jimmy, why are you so high on Muhammad Ali? He's a fucking draft dodger, shaky fucking glad he hit himself in the nuts. It makes me feel better about myself.
Are you just being cute, sir, and stupid?
God.
You know, I may be being stupid, but I don't have this fucking love for Muhammad Ali. He was a fucking boxer. Yeah, everybody in the world knew who he was. Fuck him.
He was bigger, actually, than... hold on.
He was bigger than the sport, sir.
He wasn't a draft dodger. He just refused to go. Draft dodge... Hold on. Let me correct you. Draft dodgers...
He's going to explain it to you, Nate. Please.
Yeah, if you keep babbling, we're just going to hang up on you. If you want to go back and forth, we'll talk to you.
I'd love to talk to you.
He didn't run away and hide. He just said, I'm not going. He said, no Vietnamese ever called me nigger. And what are you going to call him, a coward? I mean, the guy, come on. He just...
You know what, Jimmy? Because he fucking...
And it turns out he was right. It turns out he was right.
Why is it...
Why the fuck should we get killed for their civil war?
You can make fun of your hand. You can make fun of a dead baby, but a fucking shaky nigger, you can't fucking stand it.
I didn't say you couldn't make fun of him. I'm just saying you're wrong. I'm not offended by what you said.
Why can't they gotta fucking cheer for him like he's the fucking president of the United States? Fuck him.
He was a great fucking... And he's the most important fucking athlete to ever live.
He's the most important athlete to ever live?
Yeah.
What did he do? What was so great? Did he bring the world together? Fuck him. I'm glad he...
No, he actually stood up for what he believed in, and he fucking didn't allow having the championship taken away from him. Because had he gone into the military, they would have protected him. He never would have seen battle. He would have gone from base to base to base, and he would have done shows and entertained troops. He would have suffered absolutely no physical injury, and he knew that. But he didn't believe in it, so he sacrificed his championship for it. In the prime of his career, he gave up millions of fucking dollars and the championship belt, and he came back and fucking regained it.
He sacrificed his own popularity, too.
Of course he
and
did.
his image at that point.
Because of what he believed in.
He knew what would happen to him if he, said no to the war.
You're just trying to be edgy and dangerous, but the bottom line is if you don't understand that Muhammad Ali was an important guy, you're a dummy.
I didn't say he wasn't important, but because he's sitting there shaking with Parkinson's, we got to cheer for him for 10 fucking minutes?
Well, more than 1 minute. And no, you don't have to cheer for him. You can be the edgy guy that sits there anonymously and calls him a shaky nigger. You can be that guy. You wouldn't say that if you were there, of course.
Well, but it's okay to make fun of Connor, the little fucking dead baby.
I've already said you didn't offend me by making fun of him. I'm not offended by your crass humor, Nate. I just think you're a dumb motherfucker.
I agree with me.
What?
Okay, but it's okay to make fun of dead babies.
I heard you already.
You're good, funny man, but you can't make fun of a guy that's got Parkinson's.
You can just keep repeat. Is this how you argue after your wife doesn't want to fuck you? You just keep saying the same things? I heard you.
I want you to face.
Good. I'm sure you do because you're a tough dude, Nate. You're not an offensive guy. You're not like, oh God, I couldn't believe that guy said that. You're just dumb.
Actually, I'm not. You're not making a very valid argument about Muhammad Ali because he was a fighter. He was very famous. You got to cheer for the guy because he has Parkinson's. It makes zero sense.
Well, because you've probably never done anything that meant anything in your life. You're just a nobody. You don't understand what it's like to have a lot and then be willing to throw it out for something you believe in, which he did. So you have nothing and you stand for nothing, so you don't give a fuck. You're just a fucking... You're a barnacle, so you don't give a shit. Ali was the world champion, and he sacrificed everything he had and refused to go and fight. So if you can't see the significance of that, you're just a dumb, nobody motherfucker.
I'm under your skin, funny man. I just think it's so funny.
I'm not angry at you. I just think you're a dope. Again, stop trying to play this role like you're this guy who says that, you're that guy who does that. You got nothing.
I didn't say anything about myself. Why don't you get the shit out of your ears and listen to me?
Yeah, funny man.
I heard what you said, edgy anonymous guy. I heard what you said. Dangerous guy. Uh-oh, look out, Nate's coming. Watch out for what he might say.
I guess I'm not anonymous if my name is Nate from Little Rock.
I don't know if that's really your name. I don't really care what your name is. But you're not making a valid point. You just wanted to say mean things about Ali. But you do understand the significance. So you're lying. You're just a fucking liar.
I understand Muhammad Ali is a world-famous athlete.
So you don't understand the significance of sacrificing the World Heavyweight Championship, which is the most prestigious title in sports. It's the most prestigious title a human being can hold in sports.
Especially back then. Maybe not so much these days.
Yeah, absolutely.
But back then, the whole world would watch these boxing matches.
In the prime of his career.
I want to add this to the... So the show chose not to make fun of Ali as far as this clip goes. I mean, we do have a history over the years of making fun of Ali and his shaking, by the way.
I was going to say something about putting a chamois in his hand after I watched him in the bar. Right? Is that okay, Nate?
Yeah, Nate, you're not, again, it's not, you're not being offensive. You're just a dummy.
I personally like when we have some human moments every once in a while on this show. So... But I mean, the history has proven that we've had our jokes as far as Ali and his condition go.
Let me ask you this, Jimmy. Would you have had the same feeling about Elvis if he decided not to go over to the war?
It would depend on why he did it and what he sacrificed to do it.
I'm going to kill some gooks. I'm going to chop some ears. I'm going to lead the children so I can shoot him in.
And I believed Ali. When he didn't go, I believe him. It wasn't a bullshit publicity stunt. He just didn't believe in it.
You were 2 years old when he didn't go.
Well, obviously, yeah, but I still, so I can't talk about the Civil War because I wasn't alive, you dunce. I still know what happened.
You can't tell me what your thoughts were back then.
Nate.
I'm telling you what my thoughts are now, Nate, you fucking dummy.
Viva Hanoi.
But then again, if that's your thinking, why would you ask me how I felt about Elvis knowing that I wasn't alive when that happened? Don't be inconsistent.
You were alive when Elvis happened, but you know what's funny?
No, when he went to the war, I wasn't.
You were the rebel in nursery school, standing up believing in Muhammad Ali if you believed in it when you were 2 years old.
The bottom line is, you're lying right now. You're not being honest. You don't really feel this way, and you know why it's significant what he did. So don't pretend you don't.
I understand the significance of Muhammad Ali. I don't understand how you are being inconsistent where you can make fun of dead babies.
But you keep repeating again, like you probably do when your wife doesn't want to fuck. You just keep saying the same thing. I've already said, I don't care if you make fun of it. What's that?
10 times you said the same thing.
You're both saying the same.
I don't care what your opinion is on it.
But the one thing about Muhammad Ali, which was amazing, like he had all his popularity, he had the championship belt, and then he gave it all up because of what he did.
Yeah, of course.
The fucking country hated the guy. The world, parts of the world hated the guy, and he turned the whole fucking thing around and was immensely popular by the end of his career.
Turn it around everywhere, apparently.
Oh no, I mean
not in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah, but you're just a little cunt, Nate.
Ooh.
You're a little fucking cunt.
Love little cunts.
You know
I know that's funny, but you really are a little cunt.
You know what, Jim? I'm not, but you keep telling me I'm repeating myself. But you're saying the same thing 10 times. So it's okay for you to do it, but I can't do it.
Because I'm coming from an honest place. You're trying to be the dangerous guy who says outrageous things that you'd never fucking say if you weren't on the phone. You're a cunt.
I would say it to you if I saw you.
Not me, you'd say. Of course, me, you'd say it too. But no, you wouldn't say that in a group of people. You're the guy who likes to whisper shit with the fucking car windows rolled up. You're a cunt.
Don't talk to me like that, Jimmy.
All right. Thanks, Nate.
I really do hope you get fucking cancer and die. And I'm not even being funny. I really do hope you're killed.
Any type of cancer, it doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't matter to me. I just hope you suffer.
That's scary karma shit.
You know what?
That's scary karma shit.
I'll suffer listening to you, so I'll keep your station on.
You just keep listening, bitch.
All right.
I'll see you this weekend, Nate.
Take care, Nate.
Coming over the house.
Look,
just gonna hang out.
Look,
what a little cunt.
It took a lot of balls for Muhammad Ali to do what he did. A lot of people absolutely didn't agree with what he did back then, but then I want to make the point again. He turned it all around, and he was immensely popular by the end. They loved him by the end of it.
Anybody who says that, who just doesn't understand the significance of Ali, is a dummy. It's just a dummy.
And ended up helping the world through his popularity. And
of course.
The amount of charity the guy did and all that shit, if you really want to get into it.
Yeah.
You know, but he realized that, you know, he had to stand up for what he believed, and he sacrificed a lot to do that.
Right.
There are a lot of guys out there that sacrificed their lives, of course, and all that. I get it.
But he gave up
but he wasn't stupid.
millions of dollars.
Yeah, he knew what he was about to do was going to deeply affect his career and his life.
Yeah. And he didn't
somehow
do it when
he
he was
turned
40.
the whole fucking thing around.
And he gave it up when he was fucking in his prime of his career.
Yeah.
And he came back 3 years later and won.
I remember watching Ali and hating him because everyone else did. I was too young to understand, but I knew I was supposed to hate Ali.
Child of the 80s.
Yeah, because I wasn't. I still wasn't thinking for myself, so I just knew that everyone else hated Ali. Yeah, I hate this fucking guy. And I remember something changing in me and everyone around me, where all of a sudden you started liking the guy again. That's crazy, right? That's how
never
big of a
disliked him.
personality he was.
But yeah, people loved or hated him.
I don't remember like people hating him. I remember him
God,
being.
they hated
a lot
I
of people
remember
hated
people
him.
being.
They hated
no,
him.
I mean me remembering. Like I don't remember that personally. I just remember him being kind of Cosell's foil.
Right,
But,
but
I don't remember him being hated.
When he first came back, they were hoping that they were going to knock his fucking head right off. They fucking hated him. I'm trying to think what fight turned it around, where it started going the other way for
Foreman,
Ali.
maybe?
Maybe when he started getting a little older.
Frazier.
But the first few years when he came back, they fucking hated him.
Was it Foreman or Frazier that he beat Foreman before he came back and beat Frazier, I think.
Yeah.
I could be going out of order. I know Foreman was a massive, because the country, I know in Africa they didn't like Foreman at all.
No.
Fought Foreman, fought Frazier, fought Dix.
It might have been the Foreman Ali fight.
Yeah, it might have been.
Might have been. I don't know.
Man.
All right, we got Jim in Dallas. Jim.
Hey.
Hi, Jim.
What is a tornado coming? Why don't you talk?
Hey, that tornado almost wiped me out, by the way.
Oh, well, sorry.
But it didn't. So what do you got for today?
I'm a veteran, and the guy turned his back on the country. He wouldn't fight for his own country. I don't give a fuck if somebody call him a nigger or whatever. He fucking turned his back on the country. He didn't
Language
fight for
today.
nobody.
No, he didn't.
Shit away, yeah. He gave up what? And then he still kept his millions. Joe Lewis is the one y'all should be talking about.
Well, we're not talking about Joe Lewis.
You ain't never been
right.
I do respect Joe Lewis, but because he didn't want to go and fight, a civil war for Vietnamese people.
That's not the point, Norton.
It is the point.
He's American. You fight for it when American goes.
Okay, so you...
Well, it isn't one's decision to make. This man does have a point.
Turned his back on the country.
I respect what he
draft.
did. I respect what he did because he took the consequences of it. Do you understand?
Consequences, belong to the
Dude,
rich.
He never helped his people.
If you don't see the consequences, he didn't go like all these politicians do. That's one thing Jesse Ventura talks about that I really like, is when he talks about all these guys that took their Vietnam deferments and now they're in positions of power making decisions about other people, and they should have went to Vietnam and they didn't. He took it like a man. He fucking had everything to lose. What's that?
He should be
Oh,
in jail.
he's a coward. What are you talking about?
They would not fight for the country.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
For this country.
Oh, shut the fuck up. He's a coward. You dummy. I'm a coward. He's not a coward, you dunce.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, I know. He was like, you're brave and he was afraid. Great point.
Get the white man's war.
Yeah, he was. You know what? Okay. Maybe that's how he felt. Maybe that's how he felt. But he said that's how he felt, and he fucking stood up for it. I forgot how many people don't like Ali.
I think you have every right to hate Muhammad Ali, but you really can't call him a coward.
Dude,
you can't call him a coward.
You're calling again. You're saying that it's just silly.
He realized what he was going to lose by standing up for what he believed in. I'm not saying that I completely agree with it, but I respect him for standing up for what he believed.
In hindsight, he was right.
That's not the definition of a coward, sir.
He turned his back on the country.
Yeah, I get all that, but you can't call him a coward for doing that.
Maybe he also felt. Maybe he also felt that he.
White man's war is a white man's war.
You know what? Maybe he also felt that he won an Olympic medal for a country that wouldn't let him eat in certain restaurants.
Why did he go to guys in jail then? They should have thrown him in jail.
Well,
again, maybe he fought and won an Olympic medal for a country that wasn't allowing him to eat in certain diners. And then he threw his Olympic medal in the Hudson River, I think. He doesn't even have it anymore. He threw it out. Doesn't that...
The guy turned his back. He's a coward.
All right, well, I'm sure you're a lot braver than Ali. You're a cunt, too. And I hope a fucking tornado blows a fucking car through your living room, shithead. Shouldn't your cell phone be getting whipped out of your hand right now by a strong wind?
Let's get it started.
Well, hold on, what's that, brave boy? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. What'd you say, brave guy?
I'm not a coward.
I didn't say you were a coward. I just hope a fucking tornado blows a car into your head. I'm not saying you're a coward.
It almost did.
Good. Boom for the tornado for missing.
Better luck next time.
Frankish.
All right, Jim. Listen,
douchebag.
Listen, people have to understand. People have to understand. Ali wasn't a coward. You don't have to agree with what he did, but it was pretty fucking brave what he did at the time. Because you do make the good point, Jimmy. I want to say that again. If he did go into the service, he wasn't going to see any fucking action.
Not an ounce of action like Elvis didn't.
It was a known fact that celebrities and family members of politicians and whatnot, they got taken care of. And he knew he would add it nice and cushy if he went in, but chose not to.
And
that's not a cowardly move. You could hate him for it, certainly.
How does anybody go out and win an Olympic medal for the country and then get treated? It's like black soldiers. I was always amazed with, like in World War II or whatever.
Right.
These guys came back and they couldn't eat in fucking half the places that white people could eat in. And they were sent overseas to fight. Like, what a shit country. Why would you want to go and fight for that double standard?
What year did Ali win the Olympics?
Might have been 1960?
60,
or
I'm
64?
going to say.
Might have been 60.
If it was 60 especially, fuck.
Yeah.
Still had a few years of hoses and
from Kentucky
and shepherds. 60.
Yeah, he was supposed to go over and fight, and meanwhile they were fucking they were fighting black students into fucking into colleges at that point.
My point, you don't have to agree with what Ali did, certainly, but I don't think that's the definition of a coward. I really don't.
It's silly.
I really don't. The easy move would have been to just put it, go in and just keep his mouth shut and just fucking do his time and just wander around bases, like you said.
Like Dorothy, who just called in, the tornado. I didn't mind him. I didn't agree with what he said. But when he called him a coward, that I found like, you're just being phony.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't have to like him as a veteran.
I don't agree with that.
My racism stands in the way of having a logical opinion, so I just sit here.
For Ali? Oh, come on.
I don't know. Oh, I'm fucking kidding. Come on.
All right, we got a guy that was at the Marlins Stadium. What is the Marlins Stadium called? What bank is it named after?
It's got to be.
I fucking hate they do this.
Actually.
It's terrible.
These stadiums used to have cool names, and now it's like City
Marlins
Field.
Del Boca Vista Stadium?
Phase 2.
Phase 2?
What's it called? Seinfeld?
Yeah.
What is it called?
Marlins Park.
That means they don't have a sponsor yet for their stadium.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're not going to give up that money.
Sucks. They will. They'll
have a sponsor eventually.
This was a tough stadium to get. They had to fight really hard to get
tooth and nail.
Yes, tooth and nail, Jim.
How the fuck are they going to keep baseball alive down there?
People just aren't interested. It's like football in L.A. Let it go. Nobody gives a fuck about baseball there. It's not a baseball area.
Football in L.A. could work.
Dude, they've lost. They never
lost teams twice.
Twice.
I know.
They should never get another fucking NFL team.
They're trying.
How do you not enjoy football in L.A.? I
There
know
are
it's
a lot of
beautiful out there,
transplants, I
but
think.
what the fuck? Eric, you were at the opening night?
Yeah, I was. It was great.
Thank you.
There's all the energy that they get in that stadium right there.
But you wanted to call our show. That's all you want to
it's
say?
early, it's
It was
early.
great.
But it was Ali just took us by. There was this huge jumbotron, which is HD, and it just took everyone by surprise. I mean, I'm a huge Ali fan. Those other callers, don't take callers from Texas and Little Rock. They're fucking.
Nah, I don't mind taking calls from where.
But
Did you think they had the
Ali,
image
you remember
stabilization
him in
off
his
on the
prime?
Jumbotron?
He's a shell. He's on his way out, man. It was terrible.
See, you can hear it in his voice. I mean, I think everyone it just took their breath away. Like, holy fuck!
I
we
think
weren't
if he
expecting
wanted to, he
this.
could probably shake it off. Wait.
But yeah, he is probably close to death. He's not looking good at all. But it's like we forget that. Like, all right, what's the option? It's being dead.
Right.
Like
L'Oreal was holding one arm, and the other arm was like shake. I mean, he was excited and everything. You could tell, but
Yeah.
I mean, and it took him like 10 minutes to get him out there.
But are we that uncomfortable with our own fucking mortality? Like, are we
Yes.
that?
Of course.
Do we need to be sheltered that much
Yeah, a lot of
from what
people do.
happens when you get old? Well, then we're fucking dumb.
Not you, funny man, but a lot of people. I think it'd be funny if the owner put like a V8 in his hand and then just took it back out and opened it and started drinking it.
Who's the?
Another guy puts a spray paint can in there, starts spraying the lines on the
Your
field.
penis, of course.
My dick.
But what annoys me that people are that fucking. It's almost like what if you're injured in the war. Like if you're burned in the war, you should never come out and be. Do you know like, because it's an injury? Like we're uncomfortable looking at it. Well, he's got Parkinson's.
Could you
it blows.
please take that clip out of context and play it?
Yeah.
Make Jimmy sound horrible.
I just think nothing about this made any sense. Like he can't throw a baseball. Why do you have him out there to throw the first pitch?
I don't know
It
why.
just seems
That's sort of almost mocking it. The whole
yeah. It really
The
does.
guy had to pull the ball out of his hand. Ali didn't even hand over the ball because he didn't know what the fuck he was
People,
doing.
they're just paying tribute to him. I mean, it's like when Pryor was really sick and on his way out, they would just pay tribute to him.
Jimmy, I think the problem I have with this, it's opening day for a Marlins game, LA.
Right.
I understand. I understand paying tribute to the guy, but like in this way, I think it's a scumbag move by his people and his family.
Who's going to come out? Charles Johnson? Or the catcher from a few years ago? Who else is going to come out?
But a Marlins game, they can find somebody.
First
certainly.
pitches stink.
But
I hate
there's
the
a better
first
way
pitch.
to pay respect for the guy.
Gloria Estefan.
Exactly.
Bring her out to throw
You want
the
the
ball.
mayor to come out? Fucking, the mayor of Miami.
I think it's a big get, of course, for the organization, but I think it just shouldn't have been done by his people.
Yeah, I think they figured
Frank would have been better.
Frank would better.
I think they figured out who the biggest celebrity was that had a tie to Miami, and they got him.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was the right decision.
No, I don't think so.
Well,
either.
if his family was comfortable with it.
Yeah, but they look like they just enjoy the limelight through him.
Yeah, but how many
Who's that guy in the-
families
but when you're
of
Ali's-
aging celebrities, do shit for selfish reasons?
Ali's
you know?
wife she's married to the biggest boxer of all time. She's not exactly some fucking chick that just kind of hooked up with a famous guy recently. She's been with him for years.
Then she should throw out the first pitch.
Then she
Ali's
should have
broad.
the good sense to know that there's something not right here.
Well, maybe
To
she
drag him
wants
out
people
for
to see him
4
like that.
minutes.
Maybe he wants to be seen like that. This is what it is.
Maybe.
This is what Parkinson's is. I know there's a charity that they're involved with.
Maybe it helps.
For
Maybe.
people to see it. Like, it should be out there. Let people see it. I mean, I don't know. But
We're not going to have Ali for too much longer.
no, it's depressing. It's
obvious.
fucking miserable.
All right. Nate is a douche. Ali had balls inside and outside.
Nate
the
knows
ring.
that. It's just, again, he's another fucking
Inside and outside.
silly.
Oh, why don't you ask E-Rock why they are such dicks down there? Of course, E-Rock is from Miami.
Born and bred.
Are you from Miami or West Palm Beach? I always forget.
Where was it, Iraq?
I'm from Long Island.
What?
It's West Palm.
Where is that? Is that right on the coast?
Yeah.
He went to high school in West Palm Beach?
Yeah.
Commuting with his speedboat?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Pretty cool, huh?
Nice.
Yeah, it was right from it
Hell
because
of a
his
way to go to school.
backyard is
Yeah.
where he parked the boat, and then he would just take it right to school.
What a great life you had down
Oh,
there
man.
in Florida,
Spoiled
E-Rock.
brat.
I don't know why you would have ever...
You think Iraq was spoiled growing up?
Oh,
What
yeah,
a
he was.
spoiled little boy.
Of course.
Gets his big piece of cake whenever he wanted it.
Yeah.
It's not even my birthday.
His mom
but you
never...
did a push-up.
His mom never...
Here it goes.
His mom never said no to candy
I
ever.
thought we were going to make it to the first break, Iraq. I'm sorry.
Hey, we got to get some peeps in the studio tomorrow. I want every
Oh.
fucking color too.
Okay.
I am a traditionalist. Yellow fucking peeps.
Yellow peeps for Ant.
Don't fuck with me with blue peeps.
Let's get some peeps going.
Okay.
Don't
Don't
fuck
make
with
a
you with black
maniac
peeps.
out of me. Yeah, black peeps. Oh, boy.
Monday, they're
My
all going to
peeps,
be
yo.
90% off.
I forgot.
Yeah,
this
that's
Easter's
true.
coming.
But then they're also a little stale. Yeah, I
Oh
don't
boy,
like
they
that.
get stale like
I don't
within
like
an
stale.
hour.
Some people like them when they left out in a little... No,
My-
get fresh peep.
My mom used to put open peeps on the microwave, like on the top of the microwave, and just let them go stale.
Oh,
and then
man.
Eat them a week later.
Of course, because she was ready to leave with a
There you
Jewish
go,
guy. Yes,
I knew you'd turn it into something.
Your mom would let
course.
peeps go stale.
yeah, and
She
she
didn't
loved
like
it. It was
no
What an
weird.
Easter.
asshole.
Easter schmeaster, she said. Where's the Passover?
She purposely let them go stale.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Oh,
funny? She
wow.
passed over her family
That is funny.
and went to some other guy.
That makes me laugh.
You think that's funny?
Hilarious. Aw.
Yeah, you know what? Tony in Brooklyn, it should be said. Marlins won 2 championships. I was trying to remember that. I know they won the one in their 20-year existence, and no one gives a shit.
97 and 2003.
And they still don't come out to games.
No.
And then what was the one year where they were so stupid they traded the whole team in the offseason?
Well, they completely dismantled the team after they won in 97.
That is the dumbest thing ever. Wait a fucking year. So the next year, people couldn't even go to the stadium to see the players that won the fucking World Series.
Yeah.
They completely dismantled.
Florida's
right?
not a baseball state.
It's just dumb.
And LA's not a football town, so just fucking take the teams. Why do they have teams? Those Marlin fans were fucking...
Money.
By the way, there's that lack of passion. That's why bringing him there was a mistake. They should have brought him out in New York. Not fucking...
You know what?
the Marlins game.
Now you're talking, and it goes back to my point. Why the Marlins and their new stadium? If you bring them to New York to open up baseball in general, or even down there in Washington or something, I don't know. There's better markets.
They should have just driven him around the
every stadium.
Or just driven in the parking lot. Just leave him in the lot and you're waving him on the way in.
He could shake your martini for you.
Oh man. Yeah, poor guy. Well, what do you want from me?
All right, let's go to Adam in Kansas City, man. Ooh. These guys, we get that he was a draft dodger, and you should hate him for that.
No, you shouldn't. He fucking he gave up.
Well, they have the right to hate him for it.
They do. They do, but then they fucking still, I'm sure that they still don't hate politicians who's fucking just use political connections to fucking, to not go either.
Let's go, Adam. What do you got? You're the last call on this subject. Make it good.
Yeah, you kind of passed up the subject a little bit, but I kind of agree with Jimmy. I just wanted to ask him what his opinion would be if we had a new situation in today's, we have a similar war going on in the Middle East that people don't agree with, but hypothetically, not that it would ever happen, but if we had another draft and yeah, like an Aaron Rodgers or a Mike Vick decided they didn't want to go to that because they didn't believe in it.
It's hard to say, man. It's a good question because, again, the draft, excuse me, the draft is the fucking big X factor. I mean, we don't have a draft. It's really difficult to say. How would I feel about Aaron Rodgers or any of those guys not going? I might be annoyed with it.
The country would hate him.
Yeah, I'm sure the country would hate him.
The majority of the country would hate if a celebrity did this.
The reason Ali was...
and they hated Ali. But that, once again, that's what made it amazing. He turned not everyone, but a lot of people's opinions around by the end of his career.
It was the timing of when he did it. It was the implications. It was the focus it brought on racism in this country. At this point, if two athletes at the Olympics held up their fists in a Black Power salute, it wouldn't mean anything. But when they did it, then it meant a lot. So you know what I mean? It's the time of it.
Times are different too, right?
Yeah, times are much different.
I do see something like what Pat Tillman did as being very brave.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
And, the guy gave up his career to serve in the military and was killed.
By friendly fire, I think.
Yeah, it was. That to me is unbelievably brave and selfless.
Absolutely.
I think my opinion, above and beyond what Ali did. Ali did a very brave thing for his beliefs and for what the country was at the time. But I think when you sacrifice a $1 million contract to put it all on the line like that, literally your life on the line, I think that holds more weight than somebody,
Well, then you can say that of any soldier. Like any soldier that has volunteered and fought.
Absolutely.
Is...
Absolutely. Yeah. But I'm talking about it is above and beyond. If you're working at a fucking chicken farm down south, and you go to war, it's a little different than you're handed a huge football contract that you say no to go off and serve. That, to me, is unfucking believably selfless.
Absolutely.
Ali, I think, obviously had some kind of... there is a personal agenda that he had at the time. Very brave personally and morally, but not so much physically. I mean, to put literally your life on the line.
But he wouldn't have been
like
putting
that.
his life on the line. That's why it had nothing to do with that, because Ali never would have seen action. They never.
Especially back then, they just...
Pat Tillman fought.
Yeah.
Ali Ali could have went in and never seen action, and believe me, he knew that. That's why people who are saying coward, the word is being thrown around, but he wouldn't have fucking seen... He would have been considered, he probably would have done a lot better financially because people who hated him would have loved him. People who loved him still would have loved him. He would have done nothing, but it would have been a complete win for him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he's the complete farthest away from a coward. Anybody that would call him a coward is...
It's just silly.
It's a certain level of ignorance that I can't explain, but the only disagreement I have is that there's thousands of people that disagreed with the war that didn't want to go, that just didn't have the level of fame, that just got overlooked.
Right.
Not that it's okay, but that's the only disagreement I have with him. I appreciate you guys having.
All right, yeah. I mean,
of course you do.
You could hate if you want, but I mean, it's tough to call him a coward, also.
Because he didn't lie about it. He said that this is why he's not going, and he just refused to, whatever it was he refused to do.
And he gave up everything with no guarantee he was going to get it back.
With no guarantee that he was going to be able to fight again, or no guarantee that he wasn't going to go to jail.
And back then, fighting was everything for him. Everything to him.
Yeah.
Why don't we take a break? When we
I can't believe I've actually had to sell the idea that Ali was a fucking great American to people. I can't believe people are that fucking stupid. I can't comprehend that people are that stupid.
He brought up a lot of awareness in his life.
Of course he did.
I think he's 70 years old now, by the way.
Yeah, he's not.
70 these days is not that old, man.
Oh, boy. Yeah, well.
He's not going to make it too much
Shatner
longer.
comes in here, he's 82.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sharp as a tack, too.
And he's been through a lot of stuff, Shatner. I mean, fighting the Gorn.
I know.
That was very, that would take a few years off your life right there. Jesus. Locked up like a thrall from the gamesters of Triskelion and enslaved like that. How many times he's had electrodes on his neck and punched in the face and phasers and oh, God.
Someone wants to know, Jimmy, why you think your opinion is correct.
Well, it's the same reason anybody thinks their opinion is correct.
Thank you.
Because it's my opinion.
When you have an opinion, you just feel that way, and you wish others felt that way.
Yeah. I don't...
That's just how it works.
I'm not unaware of why somebody who was in the military wouldn't be annoyed at somebody who didn't go and fight.
Yeah.
But the guys you should be annoyed at are the ones that use political connections and stuff, not the guys that stood up and took the fucking hit and just said, do what you're going to do, I'm not going.
Right. Is there a fire?
No, that happens every day.
What is it?
It's the testing of the system.
Why do
That
they
happens
have to
every
test
day?
it?
I've never heard that.
I've never
the
heard
doors
this.
open a crack.
You sure?
Oh, yeah.
Roland.
All right, we're going to go to break. Roland was at Springsteen.
Door's great.
We'll see what was different about last night's Springsteen show than the one he went to 2 nights ago.
Now it's a sickness. You're obsessed.
He's hoarding Springsteen shows.
You're obsessed.
He just hoards them.
Yes.
Rondo.
And also, we got a video we want to discuss next.
yes.
The audio of the video is terrific, so don't worry. You don't officially need the visual element after the
Thanks,
break.
though.
We'll explain next.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show.
That's why I say amen, I should.
Getting topical.
Hold up, wait a minute.
With the Sex Man.
Morning, sexy.
Hi.
You're not even trying, huh?
We're not playing Clue here.
This is your bit. This is your
Good
bit.
one. Wow.
We finally got a bit for you, and you don't want to go with it. Why wouldn't you
I'm
make it a
going
little?
with it, but I mean,
Why wouldn't you make it a little more challenging
doesn't it need to
and
be
make
so
people
deep?
think? When Bob Buckman used to do the Q with the D,
the Q with the D.
he would rope you in, and you go,
He had-
"Fuck, I need to know what the Q with the D is
Had
now."
an energy behind it.
And
Made
what
it
was he
seem
giving
like,
away with it?
Well, it was just a clue in how he did it. It could have went a bunch of ways, and you had to kind of like decipher and do some figuring out.
So model myself after Bob Buckman. Gotcha.
Not really, but hey, man, nice shot for Kurt Cobain. Seriously,
Should I have played a Nirvana song?
I don't know what you should have done. I'm trying to think. Okay, what should he have done for Kurt Cobain?
Nothing, just been respectful.
18 years ago, by the way.
18 years.
18 years ago, Kurt Cobain. Blammo.
Yeah.
What if it's a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar song?
What?
Maybe he played it for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, nice shot.
Right.
Oh, see then.
That's what I would have done.
See, Rock, you could have faced me and said,
Oh.
"Hey, asshole, I was doing it for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar."
He's not on that level.
Rihanna refuses to apologize for reuniting with Chris Brown.
Nice shot.
Oh, shit.
So maybe E-Rock is brilliant. This covers
slow
3
down.
topics today.
That's Travis and I are brilliant.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar became the highest scoring player in NBA history 28 years ago today. So, yeah, hey, man, nice shot for Kareem, for Kurt, and Rihanna. Fuck, E-Rock, you're brilliant. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, Rob!
In the hell?
Sex up! Sex back up!
Whitney Houston. More coming out about Whitney Houston. Here's what you need to know. They already told us what she died of, right? A couple weeks ago. Well, now it came out that they found her face down in the bathtub.
Whoops, that's not a good way to bathe.
And this is horrific. The temperature was extremely hot. When they found her 5 hours later, the bathtub water was still at 93 or 95 degrees.
Whoa.
That's after 5 hours of fucking cooling down.
Was there water dribbling in though? Like, did she might have had, like, you know, you're in the tub and you leave a little hot water running. I wonder if she had that going.
I think that is a possibility, Jimmy, because
5 hours.
Because there was a bit of a flood, too.
How long a bath did she normally take that people didn't notice she's in the fucking tub for 5 hours?
They said 5 hours, but then I read the article, and an assistant came back like an hour later and found her after she said, go take a bath. So I'm not sure. Maybe I read that wrong. But the temperature of the water was certainly very hot.
Yikes.
Face down.
Hot water, huh?
Sounds
like murder.
A mirror with some white powder on it they found. Open beer. What else? A couple of things.
Beer?
Yeah, just a beer.
Crazy.
Just a beer.
Damn.
I would assume if you're doing a lot of drugs, the beer is
beer's good. Takes
an
the
accessory.
edge off. Wash it down. To wash these drugs down with.
Worship. What else? The official finding, according to Fox News Channel, revealed that Houston's body was discovered by her assistant in the bathtub, which had 12 to 13 inches of water in it. What? So that's not a lot of water.
A foot of water is a lot, though. Oh, the tub had that much.
Yeah.
I think
that's not a lot.
Foot of
oh,
water.
you thought the whole?
Yeah, I was like,
suite.
Jesus Christ,
that's a lot of water. White powdery substance nearby. Cigarette
bath.
butts
Mr.
in an
Bubble.
ashtray.
Mr. Bubble.
Small spoon with a white crystal-like substance in it, and rolled up white piece of paper.
Damn.
And other things. A plethora of prescription medication bottles. Jesus.
Plethora?
Now they're calling it a plethora. So.
Can I have a plethora of drugs, please? Plethora.
A plethora.
Well.
Oh, we're supposed to play that video.
Yes. This is the latest viral video, I guess. Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, we don't have a
Had it on
visual
his show.
element, but I did tweet it, and I gave credit to Jimmy Kimmel.
Another Kimmel viral video. Like, Kimmel's a smart dude, man. They're really
They
smart
can
with the
find
fucking
some
web.
shit over there, man.
They're the smartest of all the late night shows.
Yep.
Of all of them, with hitting this, whatever you want to say, this genre. What am I saying?
Yeah, this whole medium.
Medium.
Oh, fuck
yeah.
Fuck yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
the whole world will be watching this today.
Well, it's another one of these things. Remember that kid? What was his name? That had his little dental. He had his.
Is this real life?
Pulled.
David. David.
Little David.
Oh, he was so drugged out.
Whoa, David.
Oh, is this real life? Is this real life? Whoa!
I feel this way. My whole head's
This guy.
Is this real life? Why is this happening to me? Is this going to be forever?
Now, what you don't realize that went viral. We
Kid's,
realize that
28
part.
years old today. by the
28
way.
years old.
Yeah.
What ends up happening, though, it gives everyone else an idea like, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
I'm going to start taping when I'm under or when my friend is under, whatever.
Well, this is a mother that taped the daughter.
Right.
After she had her wisdom teeth pulled. And I'm sure they gave her some fucking liquid Valium or some shit. Because she is fucked up. Now, she looks like a high school kid. You know, maybe a sophomore. Maybe a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And she's very nerdy looking. Very geeky looking. Not quite a looker. She's sort of going through the awkward years, isn't she?
She's got to be, what, 15 maybe?
Yeah, and she just looks like she probably doesn't do many drugs in her life.
She's a dork.
And yeah,
Harry
she's
Potter
quite a dork. Yeah. So when she's fucked up, I don't think she's used to this.
No.
She definitely doesn't know how to keep it cool in front of the parents.
Yo, keep it cool.
Yeah, be cool. Oh, fucking parents are awake. Dude, when you come in the house, fucking be cool. You're so high. Where's the Visine? Holy shit, your eyes are fucking red. You reek. That's what it was like every night coming home. Yeah, so she's all fucked up. She's on the drugs. They pick this up, I guess, as she's leaving the dentist's chair and has to get into a wheelchair because they got to wheel her to the car, and then it continues in the car.
You think her bra was a bit off?
What do you mean? The dentist might have done something?
Well, I said a bit off, but, askew.
Yeah, askew.
Like, it didn't feel quite right.
Oh, no. Oh, does it? Yeah, what? It's not.
When she was going back into the waiting room to see Mom.
Why is my T-shirt like a little...
It's a little
doesn't
twisted.
feel like I put it on like this.
I didn't put it on.
It's just a little off.
God, if I was a dentist, I would so be doing that.
Oh, man.
How do you not? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
That was my inner voice.
Rape.
But how do you not just open a button?
Prison. Yeah.
Just take a peek.
And you can move.
peek.
And I figured out you can move
touch
that.
them.
You can move that chair all the way forward, so they even fall forward a little bit, so you get a peek that way.
Oh man, you're just readjusting the chair so you can see down her shirt.
So there's no fingerprints.
Yeah, that would work.
How do you not do that?
Man,
God bless you, dentists, for not going with that.
well, some of them do.
They sure
Perf
do.
switch goes off and it's over.
Well, at this point, there's new rules. You have to have an assistant
New rules.
when you're doing some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be some broad's got to be in the room with you.
Right.
Hygienist.
All right, here we go.
Yeah, here's the girl. She's got cotton in her mouth. Check this out.
Get in a wheelchair. Here comes your wheelchair.
Clapping. What a dork.
Clapping for a wheelchair.
They're bringing in her little wheelchair.
Okay? You have to stand up straight, and you have to look where you're going when you get in the wheelchair, okay? You ready? I need you to slide both feet this way for me.
What a dork she is, man.
Yeah, she's not cool.
No, she's not cool. She's not one of the cool kids.
No way.
There we go. And get in the wheelchair.
All right, they're putting her in the wheelchair.
There you go.
And then they fast forward to her.
Oh,
Her
man.
head's all the way back.
Yeah, her head just went completely back.
They're going to fast forward to her in the car with her mom. That's when this gets really
There you
good.
go.
She's smart.
So not
In the car.
She's punching at her mother.
No. I mean, I am really... You're what?
Can you pause? You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of being in a meeting with management. like the way that you're both talking and it's just nothing's happening.
Exactly.
Told you that. She said you're going? Yeah, I was in college. Yeah, she thought you were in college. But we don't even live in America. We don't live in America? No. Where do we live? I don't remember. Where do we live? Harrisburg. North Carolina. What? Hogwarts. Hogwarts? Hogwarts. You live in Hogwarts? I'm a wizard. You're a wizard?
Holy shit.
I'm a wizard. I'm not. I bet they did a spell on me. They put a spell on you? Yes. What do we do? We gotta get back. What? We gotta get revenge. Revenge?
Holy.
How are we gonna do that? Well, I have my lightsaber.
Lightsaber.
You can borrow this one. I can borrow that one? Take it!
This
Well,
kid
now
doesn't
what do
know
we
how to
do?
take her drugs.
We're gonna have to get a snack break. A snack break? I have filled my mouth. Yeah. They put it in my mouth. Right?
Oh, they put it in her mouth.
I know, you had your wisdom teeth taken out. What the hell is that? Okay, we gotta go get your medicine. More medicine. Oh! I love this medicine.
She loves that
There you
medicine.
go.
I bet you do.
The beginning of another drug addict.
Yeah. You
These
know,
dentists and doctors just assume everyone can handle medication. It's scary.
and that they're going to get done with it and be like, all right, well,
Yeah,
I guess
that
that's
was
it.
fun, but
and not go
oh
like,
well.
holy fuck, I want to do that again.
Right. Where do I get more?
ASAP.
Fucking doctors have a big responsibility out there.
Yeah.
I don't think they realize that sometimes.
That,
They don't give a fuck.
man, she was fucking tooled. That's pretty cruel of the mom, though, because you got to figure, this girl's, 15? She's in high school. It's on the internet now. She's pretty fucking dorky, so she probably gets made fun of anyway. And now they're just going to relentlessly bash this girl and make fun of her in school because of this.
Cyberbullying?
Yeah, I think mom is accused, is guilty of cyberbullying.
Oh, no.
That's what I see.
Hey, E-Rock, I think Layne Staley died, or they found his body 10 years ago today, too.
Same day?
I believe so, yeah. I believe so.
Oh.
Can we look that up? Because I'm a huge, and I think Ant's a huge Allison Chains fan.
Oh, yes.
As
yes,
well.
Yes.
Hey, Rick and Charlotte, what's up?
All right, so there's a dentist here. Opie, you mentioned how dentists have to have somebody else in the room. I've never heard you guys talk about this. A dentist here in Charlotte that got caught shooting his own cum into his female patient's mouths. Have you guys ever talked about this?
Why the...
Oh, boy.
That's when it gets
Come
creepy.
on.
I mean, to go for, cop a feel maybe, or undo a button or two, but shoot your own cum in her
Shooting cum in the mouth?
I disagree. I think he was shooting high, no pun intended. But here's a little background on that. He got caught because some female patients who knew the taste of cum, one literally said to him, I have to give you this shot. And she said, oh, that tastes like sperm.
Right, right.
What, he put it in the gun or whatever?
Yeah.
A syringe.
I mean, a syringe?
Oh, he didn't jerk.
Yeah. He was putting a syringe full of cum in their mouth.
What a scumbag.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also one of the ways they caught him is, Opie, what you said was his assistants noticed he kept sending them out of the room for random stuff. And so the cops did a sting, and when they went in on him, he reached his pocket. He was carrying syringes at all times, so he was ready. When they busted him, he had syringes in his pocket.
Syringes of cum in his mouth.
Do we have a picture of that guy? What a piece
What
of
a
shit.
fucking
No kidding.
power trip move that is.
That's almost something that should be punishable by just being shot.
Yeah.
Like, you fucking... Because you just... if the guy was just grabbing their tits, I get that. But
I get
injecting your cum in them, it's like you're just a fucking...
Horrible.
You can't live in society.
Horrible.
And his excuse was that he was testing his sperm for like his sperm count. He had some great story as to why he was carrying around cum.
Well,
But,
at that point, you got to come up with something.
Yeah, you can't just say, why do you have this needle? I'm going to shoot it in a chick's mouth, officer.
Well, because I'm a creep and I want to shoot my sperm in their mouth. No, you will come up with something.
Very true.
No, that's when they go, why do you have this? Why do you have these needles of cum? That's where you go, what? Like, you know how you pause to think of something real quick?
Oh, like Sandusky did.
Needles of cum?
What do you mean?
Like that?
Start eating a Snickers, like the commercial. Start eating a Snickers. Give me one moment, please.
What?
We got the story, huh? This guy ain't lying.
No, I do
Rick
remember
and
the
Charlotte
story. Yeah.
ain't lying.
Yeah.
Boys, punch it out.
All right, brother.
Yeah, that is just fucking heinous. What an ass. What an asshole.
Yeah. By the way, so Layne Staley, no one pays attention to Layne Staley anymore. It's unbelievable. He died. They think he died 10 years ago today. The creepy thing with him, they didn't find his body for 2 weeks because he pretty much shut out everyone from his life, including his own family.
Some heavy decomposition right there, I bet you.
Yep. So it took 2 weeks when they finally decided maybe we should check on him. And then they figured out that shit. What do they put a fucking caterpillar? They you know how they do that shit? Help me out. They study the bugs and then they can figure out how dead.
Oh yeah, a lot of times they
dead.
use entomology to
Right.
to see how long somebody's been dead. But in his own place, yeah, they're probably looking at flies, at blowfly larvae.
Oh, Jesus,
the blowfly.
Jesus,
I don't know. That's
it's horrible.
Yeah, I guess they look at the environment and kind of see what the decomposition is and figure it out from there based on what other bodies have done. But it had to be a wreck after that long.
I was a huge Nirvana fan, but as time goes by, I like Alice in Chains much better than Nirvana.
Yeah.
Still love Nirvana, don't get me wrong, but I mean the Alice in Chains stuff still stays with me. Still play Alice in Chains.
I like that shit. I like that shit.
I don't know.
Tough guy.
I don't know. So the Mega Millions winner. We're following this story closely.
This McDonald's woman.
Right.
We
got another update today. How does the story go? She bought all the tickets for everybody at McDonald's, but then bought one separate one for herself.
So she says.
That's the winning ticket. Everyone is pissed off. They're trying to find this ticket. She said she hid it in McDonald's. I think that's where we were up to, right?
That's where we were.
A bunch of bunk.
Well, Mega Millions winner Merlande Wilson's lawyer is quoted in the headline of this story. I cannot say with any certainty this ticket exists.
Her own lawyer?
Yes.
Is saying he can't say.
He was probably excited at first, and then he's realizing this whole fucking story is crumbling around him.
We have audio of her? Or, yeah.
Oh, we got the audio,
it's
so I don't have to
commercial.
read this shit?
Might be. Ticket stashed at McDonald's.
Is this the latest update, you think, Sam?
I don't know if it's the
Here's
latest
hoping,
one.
or I'm gonna get
Let's hope.
smashed.
I don't think it is. It says claims tickets in McDonald's, but
She's
we know that
hateable,
part.
isn't she, this chick?
I'm Megan Murphy for the Huffington Post.
Hi, Meg.
Caller McGree, that McDonald's worker who claims she holds one of the Mega
here.
Million tickets
Yeah.
worth $105 million in cash.
Right.
A ticket co-workers say was part of a workplace pool.
Right.
37-year-old Marlonda Wilson of Baltimore says
Talking
the
over her,
ticket
though.
is stashed away at work, but she won't say where. The New York Post gets in on the pun. She is apparently not worried about the Hamburglar. Another employee suspects Wilson
Can we
stole
try
a
to find a
page
better
from
clip?
arch-rival Burger King and cooked up a Whopper. Wilson has
Just laughing his ass off in here.
Maryland's lottery office. She says she's going to lay low for a while, let people return to their senses. But this Mega Millions mystery won't likely be solved soon or without the help of some surveillance. Here's CBS.
They say the purchase was captured on surveillance video, but that several people, women and men, bought tickets around the same time.
Oh, boy.
And because Maryland doesn't require that lottery winners go public, the victor could remain a mystery forever.
Wow.
But get this.
They won't.
She's now saying she might not even claim that prize after all, to which the Fox and Friends crew is incredulous.
I have to make my mind right now. It's too much speculation. I'm all over the news. Everybody see my face.
She's a single mother of 7. You would think she'd cash in the ticket
For
quickly.
$100 million, you can go to the lottery commission.
For the Huffington Post,
Right.
I'm Megan
What
Murphy.
The whole thing.
That was a great clip of Incredulous.
Yeah, I know.
Incredulous.
Well,
She should cash it. I know. They were outraged.
that was yesterday. Today, the flaky McDonald's worker who claimed she had blah, blah, blah. She called a huge press conference yesterday, and then arrived late only to tell the press to leave.
What?
She's a nut.
Just play in the media.
Her lawyer announced to the mystified journalist packed into the Baltimore law office that the purpose of the press conference was to ask you all to go home.
And there's a shine on the floor. You deserve a break. I had that song stuck in my head all night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the old 70s McDonald's commercial song, yeah.
Marlonda Wilson of Maryland, who's said by coworkers to crave attention, hit one jackpot, a chaotic scrum of reporters and camera crews walking to talk to her. But she never spoke. Asked if this was her plea for 15 minutes of fame, she shook her head.
Oh.
Her lawyer, Edward Smith, said, no, she doesn't want 15 minutes of fame. Instead, he said she would like you all to go home. This needs to stop so she and her children can go back to a normal life, he said. For the record, Smith says he hasn't seen the ticket either. I cannot say with certainty this ticket exists. So, she's just a fucking kook.
Yeah, she's fucking, she's batty. I don't know why they're even giving her any credibility whatsoever.
Well, now they should just make fun of her.
Yeah, just call her out. Say that. She don't have it.
Yeah.
Dolt. Dummy.
To your point, Ant.
Yeah.
The fucked up teenager posted the video.
She did?
Yeah, I guess she said, oh fuck, I can have my fame today.
Oh, see, I didn't know
wasn't the mom.
that. I did not know that.
That's coming in.
She wants to be a little famous. I see. Okay.
I knew that.
In other fast food news, this is our fast food news segment.
Fast food news. Yeah.
Do we have production?
Do we have production for this? No, damn it. Pulled Burger King commercial featuring Mary J. Blige singing about fried chicken wraps. So we have it.
What?
I guess Mary J. Blige said, yeah, I'll fucking sing about your chicken wraps for Burger King. Nice payday for her.
Chicken wrap.
And then what happened? Black people said, what the fuck you doing, Mary J. Blige? You know we don't like when people point out we like chicken.
Yeah, like a bunch of...
Is that what happened?
Yeah, so Burger King is doing this like campaign where they've got celebrities in it, and they like it's for the new menu items, one of which is a fried chicken wrap.
And Mary Bliggy didn't like the fact that black people were eating chicken?
Well, Mary at first did. She enjoys a chicken wrap, I suppose, because she started singing about it.
Oh, well.
So this commercial came out on the internet, and then a lot of black journalists were saying, you know, Mary J. Blige is a respected member of the community, blah, blah, blah. I can't believe she was doing this.
And that's where black people need to fucking cut this shit.
the
She's
fuck up.
advertising a product which is fair for fucking blacks to like it and whites to like it. So what is she singing about it? She's a black singer, so she's advertising for a product.
Yeah.
Torre said it was jarring.
What?
Torre's a douchebag.
Who?
That fucking asshole. What's he on
Joe?
MSNBC?
Oh, is he the one that went at it with Piers Morgan recently?
Yeah, and he lost. Piers smashed him.
I didn't hear that clip either. The
He's
one of
a
him
douche.
going at it with Piers.
We should play that clip. I'm surprised we haven't yet.
Would like to
this
hear that.
guy.
Yeah, he's hateable.
What's wrong with black people liking chicken? Where does that come from? I'm very confused by that one.
I don't know where the stereotype comes from. Probably years ago, it just was what they ate.
What's wrong with that? And it's true to this day. When I remember one time I decided to take the local roads home from Nassau Coliseum, which was really stupid
boy.
of me.
Uniondale.
It was amazing how many chicken joints I saw. It was amazing to me.
You will find a lot of fried chicken places in a lot of predominantly black communities. Absolutely.
So what's wrong with that? Does anyone know for real?
I don't know
remember
what
where it comes
is wrong
from.
with that.
When I worked at Pergament, New Brunswick, like George Street was kind of a rough area. So for lunch one day, I went down there with one of the black guys I work with named Brian, and he was a bald guy who was like a shit talk, like an angry black dude.
Yeah.
And all I remember about being in this chicken place, I was the only white guy, and he got into an argument with somebody, and as we walked out, he yelled, "And you better have a pistol." That's all I remember.
Oh, really?
My guy I was with yelling at somebody else.
Wow.
We went back to Pergament. His nickname was Hook.
So hanging out with a tough crowd there, Jimmy.
Well, it was just coworkers.
Oh,
I was the token fucking cab getter.
So once everybody started saying, what are you doing, Mary? This is not good, blah, blah, blah. Then Mary said that she had not approved that version of the commercial that came out. So Burger King pulled it off their website, in their YouTube, citing that it had not been properly licensed. So they didn't say this is bad racially, blah, blah, blah. They just said Mary didn't approve this version, so we're taking it down.
It was a fucking
but you know why they took
Let's hear the version.
This has to be awful. Let's see.
Right now,
exciting things are happening at Burger King.
Welcome to Burger King.
Oh, what's in those new chicken snack wraps?
What's in the new
What's
chicken
in the new
snack?
chicken wraps?
I want to watch it.
Mary?
Wait now. Oh, okay. I am outraged then.
Oh, that is how real racist.
You hear me?
No, here's the real version.
All right,
Sorry for
let's,
that.
The new chicken snack wraps. Come and get it at Burger King.
I don't know what the big deal is.
I don't either.
whatsoever.
What version did she like?
Why did Martin Luther King give his life? That's an outrage. This takes civil rights back 50 years.
But why would that be objectionable? Was it because there were all white people in the line and the black chicks
Obviously.
saying about question?
chicken?
If you can't see it, racist, Jim.
I don't
the
get
purpose
it.
of the commercial is obviously just to be like silly, like it just you wouldn't think that, but people described it as buffoonery, and when the word buffoonery is used to,
But it's not
So like
buffoonery.
Step and Fetch It,
Right,
Uncle Tom.
Because she was
Right.
singing about a product. She was singing about flour and tortilla. It wasn't like she was jumping up and down on the fucking counter going, "I love chicken."
Right.
She was on a stage singing.
Sing about tortillas. The song sucks. How do you try to sing about
It's
tortillas?
a terrible song.
It's awful.
but it's like supposed to be bad. I think it's supposed to, you know what I mean?
Right. It's kind of a goof, right?
Right, it's just a goof.
Yeah, it's a goof. Why would they? They're not seriously putting her up there with lights singing about tortillas.
Yeah, but I mean, when respected black people or black artists are accused of buffoonery, that's one of those words that's
Kowtow to the
very
man,
like
right.
Buffoonery.
oh shit.
And she's such a fucking weakling. She should have come out
And said,
and
fuck
said,
y'all.
"Fuck you."
Fuck
Shut
y'all.
the fuck up, my payday, motherfucker.
Let's,
Don't fuck with my money.
Fuck with my shit.
you got the clip of that guy that started it. What's his name again? Trayon?
Torre?
Torre?
Well, I have
Trayon.
this is the
Joe?
I have the Piers
Trayvon?
Morgan thing.
Say it again.
Oops.
This is the guy that started the whole thing.
Yeah, he gets very involved with black issues. It's coming in that chicken used to be way cheaper than beef.
Yeah.
If I was a Negro, I would own that shit. Like, look how smart we are.
Well, it's not
you
so
don't
much
thought
from-
chicken was cheap, but look how delicious.
Opie,
it
it's
is.
not so much for being smart. It's the fact that the plantation owners and whatnot did not want to spend good money and resources on the slaves. So they would feed them cheaper food, of which would be chicken, which was actually the good part of the cheap food. Other parts would be like pig knuckles and bellies and stuff.
It
and they
became
call
soul
that-
food, right?
Yeah, they call that low on the hog,
Yeah.
as opposed to
Chitlins.
living high on the hog, which is the good meat. That was up high on the hog and not low.
Is that what that means?
Yes, living high on the
Oh,
hog.
fuck.
And then living like low on
Okay.
the hog was all the crappy.
But the joke is on the massa because it tastes delicious.
I don't know about pig's feet. I ain't eating that
Pickled
shit.
pig's feet. That's
Yeah.
that's the name of my first band in high school.
No, I didn't read it on Niggermania. So you people are out of your minds.
That actually sounds like a legit
I learned
explanation.
history from a cooking show.
Why are they out of their minds? They're just following your lead. They just
What?
assume. They just
no,
assume.
I look at every type of website. Why should I only look at websites that are deemed inoffensive? I look at offensive websites, garner information as to what some people's opinions and thoughts and horrific racism are, and then I go to other websites that counter that with their own horrific racism. I see hate everywhere.
Stormfront and fucking Niggermania. Here's my only issue with them. You can write what you want. Just use your name.
Oh, well.
Just use your name when you write it.
You know what, though? Too much persecution, even amongst racists. You can't, if you use your real name, you lose everything. I mean, it's a brave stance to make, but it's, you know. Yeah.
Well,
I understand your
There's
point.
nothing worse than a racist who's a coward and a racist, a closet racist who whispers naughty things. Hey, I don't like blacks. Me neither.
I don't either. But keep it on the QT.
Because you could go on that website under your own name and say stuff that you don't like about the black community. Nobody would persecute for you. They just don't. They want to go on and say nigger this and nigger that, and they want to be angry tough guys under fake names. They're the fucking worst.
Well, what if
no consequence?
What if you
With
want?
no
if you want to express an opinion that is deemed racist? But in not just throwing around horrible epithets, but in a reasonable fashion. You're just using whatever opinions you have, whatever it is. And your name is tagged to it, and then your employer sees it. Now, just because you're exercising your freedom of speech, you should lose your job, which you absolutely would. The anonymous thing kind of comes with the territory because of the persecution you get for having an opinion. Good or bad.
It's a pussy move.
Yeah.
It really is.
But
Because there's no political opinion, by the way, or opinion, because people bat around these opinions all the time.
Yeah.
On TV, no one's losing their job just for batting around an opinion. The thing is, it's not about the opinions, because you'll hear opinions about the black community being fucking irritating or whatever you don't like. That's not why they're hiding.
Oh, but I'm talking hardcore opinionated shit. Like, why shouldn't you be able to do that without losing your job?
I agree with you. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
If you want to go into a public forum and you want to say something publicly, then you should say it publicly. And if it comes down to, because there could be a consequence to that, which is wrong, you should never lose your job. I don't care if you're a racist. I don't necessarily like racists, but you shouldn't lose your fucking job for it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It's almost like...
But you will. See, we're not talking about what should happen. We're talking about what does happen. And if these guys put their name on there, they would absolutely lose their livelihood and, maybe family. But
a bunch of fucking pussies going online under fake names and just saying we hate niggers and this and that is fucking pussy.
I understand that part of it. But
That's what I object
there are
to.
certain people that go to websites that are deemed racist websites and post, believe it or not, some well thought out ideology.
Well, then how about you have to make that decision? How about you have to make the decision of of course you can have your opinion and you can discuss it with people. But if you want to go into a public place, if you want to go into a public place and say things, then you have to realize that there's going to be consequences, which there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And then fight to have those consequences. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know what you're saying, but I never think anybody should get in trouble for voicing their opinion if it's done in a way that's acceptable.
I am a 100% freedom of speech guy. I mean, I don't see any fucking barriers or hurdles should be thrown in your fucking way when you're just voicing your opinion. No matter, and I honestly believe no matter how fucking heinous
I agree.
people find it, I think everything is fair game when it comes to speech. But it's not that way, and you definitely are sacrificing your livelihood if you do expose who you are in certain circumstances.
Like the Klan.
Well, like the Klan, but okay. And then let's look at some of the black hate sites that are out there. Those people can post their names, and
Then the same goes for them. I have the same opinion of them.
Yeah.
I actually haven't been to those, but if they're going on under fake names, they're fucking pussies. They're fucking social pussies. They're not afraid of being beaten up physically, but they're socially cowards, where they want to talk a certain way, and behave a certain way and give out certain... Because if you're going to Niggermania or Stormfront, those are not just sites where you're going to discuss political opinions. Those are hardcore sites. Be that guy. Fucking be that guy.
Well, it's very hard to make yourself a martyr, which is absolutely what you would be doing. You'd be martyring yourself.
But if everybody stood up and said these things the way they feel, there's a lot more people probably than you think saying them.
That is the number one social taboo in this country, by the way. So I don't think it matters how many people are on a couple of websites. I don't think that anyone has the power to get up there, and it would never be portrayed in an acceptable light on the news. But the fact of the matter is that even that speech is protected.
I agree.
So there shouldn't be consequence.
I 100% agree with you. I don't want to, even though I don't like what people say sometimes, I don't ever want them in trouble for it. But it's like, let's say back in 1990, before the internet, these guys would have meetings or get together, but they all knew who each other was.
Well, back then, what you would get are these anonymous flyers that would end up on people's windshields in parking lots with a racist diatribe on them. But even then, it goes by the same thing. And indeed, when you talk about the Klan, the same thing with the hoods. The reason is these were people in the communities that really did not want to
they were
be
cowards.
Exposed to what they were doing.
Exactly. They were fucking cowards. They wanted to, but they wanted to, it wasn't like one guy with a Klan hood would walk into a black neighborhood, just didn't want to be exposed. They would make sure there was a 50-on-1. They were fucking, they're just cowards. Post under your real name. I don't care what it is. We're not in communist China. I know that there might be fucking ramifications for it.
But the ramifications far exceed what is being done, is what I'm saying. You can talk about other things, not race-related, which I said is the number one social taboo, racism and race discussions. But let's say something else that isn't quite as, gets people fired up. You could use your real name and be the person that really does want to stand up for that and make a change. A lot of people are doing with the Occupy. They use their real names and whatnot. And, they're looked at as assholes and shitheads by a lot of people. But that's something you can make a stand and say, hey, I want everybody to come forward and back me on this, and let's make a change. You can't do that with something so horrific that people see as racist.
Then, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But then don't go on and play phony brave. Don't go on and use rhetoric like brave rhetoric. They're not just voicing opinions. They're like, these fucking... Like, they're talking like a guy who would say that to a guy. It's almost like going on to a UFC site anonymously and go, this fucking pussy can't fight. And it's like, well, you wouldn't say that, so don't say it under a fake name. It's like the message boards that we deal with on a much different level. They're not afraid of social persecution. Yeah. People just get very brave in anonymity.
But it's just too much consequence for just expressing an ideology, your freedom of speech. The consequence far exceeds the fucking...
Then go on and say that. Go on and say, I'm scared of the consequences, so I'm going to go under this name. But they don't acknowledge that fucking part of it.
I have seen people that do say that. I've seen people that say, I would love to voice opinions, but I, have a job. There are people, I think, with like very radical ideology on any subject that know they cannot say things, and I don't think just because they post or say things anonymously that necessarily makes them instantly a coward.
I do.
Really?
I hate anonymity. I've never once, and I know I make my living talking, but I've never once had the desire to go anonymously somewhere. I've never wanted to do it. I figure if I'm going to say something, I have to say it. And if I get in trouble for it or whatever, but anonymity like that, I fucking despise.
I understand. I understand you 100%. I just, in real world, in the real world, it doesn't work. It doesn't work because there's too many people that do not understand our constitutional rights and do not understand that your right to horrific opinions and ideology and speech should have zero consequence except for the actual consequence. If you want to say something like that and you decide you're walking around and a black guy wants to come up and punch you in the fucking face, hey, that's the consequence that you've decided you want to put out there that might happen to you. But you should not lose your job based on
I agree.
on your ideology and your speech, unless you're bringing some horrid thing into the workplace.
But most of them don't. I think the majority of people, they say they don't want to lose their job. But most times what they're really afraid of is just the black coworker seeing them and putting that opinion with that face.
No, it wouldn't be.
But that's what it is. It's not necessarily about losing the job for a lot of them. It's just they just don't want the people that they know to know that they feel that way.
Again,
so
they're
fucking
hoods.
pussies.
You're right. Again,
they're
it's the
fucking pussy. You know, they want to spout off really loud, but they don't want people looking at them knowing that that was the guy that said it.
I just don't think that's everybody. I don't think it's everybody, and I don't think you can put the 100% coward label on anonymous speech.
Whistleblowers are one thing, but when you're just going on and shit talking, which is what most of them are just doing, again, I firmly believe you have the right to do it, and I don't want to see you penalized for it.
Yeah.
But I hate when they use fake fucking name. I detest that because they usually find out an empowering name.
Right.
You know, race fighter. Whoa. You know what I mean? Black crusher. Yowza. This guy's fucking brave. You know, that's what. But is again, they're playing the equivalent of an online game. But they're being phony brave.
Well, Jimmy, I guess what are we gonna have to do?
Blow each other.
Completely agree.
We're just gonna have to agree to blow each other.
I just hate it. I hate it. On Twitter,
Oh, I know. You always have
hate it.
You've always had that opinion, and you know what? I can't argue with your opinion on that. But
there's people that can't even use their real names when they're trashing us.
That's what I'm saying. It's the same mentality.
I see what Ann's saying.
Well, because we would persecute
but
Sam.
even on a low level,
my job.
But even on a low level, they're not brave enough to use their real names.
And that's what bothers me. And to me, there's nothing wrong with going on online to a website if you don't like blacks and saying that. Like, I really believe that, too. Even though I wouldn't agree with you, I have no issue with that because you're allowed that opinion. You're allowed that fucking opinion. But what do we do? It's like, because there's penalties for saying things where there shouldn't be, do none of us just say anything?
Well, you do. I think you got to dance around things sometimes. I think you got to be a little creative. But there are other people that want to delve into it a little deeper, with a little more detail. And in those situations, you would be totally persecuted.
And there's plenty of people that go on sites and talk about abortion and religion.
Oh, right.
And very, very controversial subjects. And in this age of the internet, because we very rarely, how did we do it anonymously before just firing out letters or secret meetings?
Actually, a Sharpie on the bathroom wall.
Right.
That was anonymous.
That's what this
Write
is.
whatever the fuck you want on there, you know. No one's going to know.
And you talked among yourselves.
In school, it was on your desk. The guy that sits here during third period sucks my dick. Fuck you, I'll kick your ass. Who are you?
I wrote that.
Fuck you, asshole.
I wrote that and I was in third period.
By the way, to Ant's point, the Facebook password thing is gaining some fucking momentum.
Is it?
That's sickening.
I got a tweet from not Pat from Menaki, Pat fucking Duffy. And he said maybe you could call in the show. He says his girlfriend got fired because she refused to give up her Facebook password.
Wow, really? So it actually happened? Well, she probably has a case at this point.
He was really.
Been,
let me see if I can find the tweet.
Get yourself a lawyer. Start litigating, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was a DM. So he wrote, so my girlfriend got fired for the content of her Twitter. It goes back to Ant's point, the consequences for just basic shit.
Yeah, there's a prime example. Now you got your Twitter, you got your Facebook. You don't want to be anonymous on that. You want to share some things, your ideas, pictures, whatnot. How come you have to face consequences based on, and it doesn't have to be race, it could be anything.
That's sickening.
That your employer deems,
terrible. That's terrible.
It should be just the type of job you're doing at the office.
What kind of job wants your fucking Facebook?
A lot.
So now,
More
what if creatively, artistically, whatever, you want to share something that would be deemed offensive to an employer, and you should, just so you don't come off as a coward, should post your name anyway, or maybe you should have a pseudonym that you could then put your work out there and not be persecuted for it.
Right, this is a big issue.
I don't think it's a coward in every circumstance. What I'm saying,
I mostly do because they're not the opinions they're expressing. The basic opinions are normally not offensive opinions. There are opinions that are fairly, and most, again, let's just say, there are opinions that are fairly allowable, and fair, I mean, by allowable, I mean, you're not going to get in trouble for them, even if they're socially unacceptable. But that's not what they're doing. They want to go on and pretend to be this guy. And I just hate that. Because, again, they want to go on and go, fucking, it's like they want to say it in a way that they wouldn't dare say it publicly. It's not the opinion like saying, hey, look, why are blacks fucking behaving like this and running in and doing these flash mobs? Jim Norton say that. The fucking mayor of Philly said that.
Yeah.
They can say that, but they don't want to say that.
Right.
They want to say, how come these fucking nigger? But they don't want the consequence of saying that. So it's not the opinion. It's they want to fucking brave it up and say it as aggressively. It's like if you want to do that, fair enough, do it. But fucking deal with it.
Let me get to this. So Pat fucking Duffy on Twitter without the G's. So my girlfriend got fired for the content of her Twitter. Oh, this is different than the Facebook.
Kissing him after he ate shit.
This is different than the Facebook thing, but in the same fucking area, obviously. Didn't say anything bad about the company or her coworkers, just spoke like an adult. So fucked up, man. They're going to be eventually censoring people in their own homes. Sorry to bother you. I want to eat shit soon for your show. No, sorry to bother you with it. Just thought you'd get it. So we got Pat Duffy on the line here.
All right.
Pat, what did your girlfriend say on Twitter?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Pat.
I don't listen. Just first and foremost, I don't want to put too much detail because I feel like they're watching me too, so I don't want to get in trouble. But I guess the other day was National Cleavage Day on Twitter or some other hashtag thing that they do.
Right.
And she posted a picture of her tattoo, which is this old school pinup girl, and she's got like a big set of tits, and she put a picture of that. And like later that day, they called her into the main office, and they had that picture on the desk, and they're like, are you this person in real life? Because we don't want you to work for us. This is the person you are outside of work.
What the fuck does that mean?
Hold on. What kind of job does she have?
Wow, that's a lawsuit.
Well, she takes care of adults with developmental disabilities.
All right, well, that would explain her attraction to.
But what does she do for work?
She doesn't want old guys dropping of heart attacks.
But to me, I think Ant's right. That should be a lawsuit. Like, that's sickening that she should absolutely be able to do this. There should be no penalty.
She's doing
at
her
all.
job well and stuff. And what she does outside of work, especially if it's not, drive-by shootings, that's fine.
And this is where, like, when Pat's talking about, when you and even Ant, even to your point, this is where we don't defend each other. And this is where we as a country stink. Because back in the old days, as much as I had certain problems with the forefathers, they stuck up for each other.
Right.
I mean, they kind of banded together, and this was what we're doing.
Against the blacks.
Yes, fair enough, as we should have. But this is where we're all frauds.
Yep.
Like, I think the guys should defend each other. Like, the guys on Stormfront or whatever should defend those guys on those black sites' right to say what they want. If we're living in a true democracy and freedom of speech is truly valued, if everybody stuck up for each other's rights, we would never have penalties.
Right.
Because we would allow. So we're all fucking. It's kind of a bigger picture thing where we just let each other get in trouble. But if a guy's a radical fucking black Muslim and he hates whitey, I never want to see that guy get in trouble.
No,
and I would defend that guy's right to say what he wants.
Believe me, I enjoy reading the militant black websites too. I enjoy reading them because they're so outrageous. I find them fun.
Yeah.
But I also find them educational. You kind of see what the extremes on each side are thinking.
If we weren't the type of country that just let each other swing with our dicks in the wind, if we were honest and really believed that free speech should come without penalty, there wouldn't be penalties.
Right.
Because employers would know that the backlash for penalizing unpopular speech was a horrible backlash.
But we love freedom of speech when we agree with it.
When it's ours.
Oh, when it's our speech, boy, will we say, hey, freedom of speech. And then the first people that turn on something that they find offensive or repulsive, then they're like, I can't get that off. Fire them. Do something.
Most people don't.
You pussies.
Most people in this country don't like freedom of speech.
No, they don't. They hate it.
They think they do, but they
want
prove time and time again they don't
They
like
want it for them and everyone that thinks like them.
See, that's why it's so painful when someone says something you don't agree with, that you defend their right to say it.
Always.
You have to every fucking time.
Always.
It's hard. Trust me, it's hard sometimes. A lot of these radio guys that we've supported over the years, I fucking hate their guts. I do.
Yeah.
But you have to defend their right to say their shit.
Every time you should defend it. Whether you agree with it or not. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's easy to go, oh, good, that guy's going to get fired, and I hope he does for what he said. Yeah, that would be the easy thing to say. Getting back to courage. The courageous thing is to stick up for a guy that you fucking don't agree with.
Look at the Westboro Baptist Church. I mean, as
Thanks, Pat Duffy.
repulsive as they are, I think they're the worst people in the country.
Oh, yeah.
I do think that there is a necessity to them because they test our freedom of speech.
Right.
And if we can tolerate that as a country, and we do.
Repulsive
it's
and heinous.
repulsive speech.
That's a tough one, man, too.
It's a tough one because they're going to
Really?
soldiers' funeral. Like,
it's horrible.
It is a tough one. That challenges what you're supposed
It's horrible what they do.
but
yes.
they are what they do, at least in a social medium,
Yeah.
is what freedom of speech is for. It's for repulsive, disagreeable speech to be allowed within certain constraints, meaning that you can't just.
Yeah.
Again, you can't yell fire in a movie theater. So they're good. They should be the barometer. Like, we tolerate that. So a bunch of guys being racist on a black site or a white site should absolutely be fucking allowable.
Is there any other example besides fire in a movie theater?
I know.
Yes, inciting people to riot.
Yeah.
And what's the other one? Like defamation and slander is not covered.
Right.
There's a few things like that aren't covered. There's not many.
And how many
Yeah.
people didn't yell fire in a movie theater because they weren't totally sure, and they didn't want to get in
Smelling
trouble?
smoke.
Yeah, like I don't know. I've learned my whole life not to yell fire in a movie theater.
There's a.
I might go to prison for this if I'm not right.
Well, they said movie house, I believe, in the old
Yes,
days.
the movie house.
And how many people have misinterpreted that and been let go from their job at Lowe's and thought the manager was wrong? He said I was fired from the movie theater. No, that's not. You're getting it wrong. You can't sue him for that. I'll boo myself.
I hope Pat Duffy, if that's the facts that Pat laid out, I hope his girlfriend sues.
I
man.
agree.
You know, I hope that happens. Let's break. So what happened with the chicken thing? We're all good. Mary J. Blige.
They pulled it down. They're not.
She's a chicken.
It's not part of it.
She just should have allowed it to be the fucking commercial. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, come on.
But these guys can go on. These black guys, whatever his name is, Touré or whatever, who's a douche, but he should be able to say what he wants.
Of course. But Piers, I guess, slapped him down.
Yes, he did.
He did slap him down.
Joe Touré.
It's the third time I said
I
it.
know.
How terrible.
Just the silliness of it.
Of course it's dumb.
Touré. So what did he rip something in half?
Hip hip hooray.
How about to a B? We could go all the way down to Z. I got 26 of these. Look at Sammy over there digging.
No, don't do it.
He's fine to look at him. He's
Not again.
He's tussling his hat. You got shocked?
You happy that Josh got shot?
Yeah. Before the show came on, he said the C on my baseball hat was for "Come here."
Come here, you. Let me talk to you.
I would like to hear a little bit of this guy.
It's a long clip.
Touré.
Could we throw it through a filter and edit it a little bit?
Filter.
It's like 8 minutes long.
I just want to hear a little race
Yeah,
baiting.
we'll do it after the break. Also, Eugene Levy's coming by today, and Maggie Grace from Taken.
Yes,
and Lost.
she's
and Lost.
Yeah, she was.
She was the one that ran
Lost.
funny in Taken.
Yes.
Dare we bring it up?
Yes.
Dare we bring it up?
We will absolutely bring it up.
All right.
Yeah.
And maybe we talk about Augusta next. There's problems down there in Augusta.
Just
Somebody said directly threatening the president, too. That's obviously not allowable.
Oh, well.
Yeah, of course.
Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
And, yeah, all right.
Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
You got Kentucky Musket in Louisville. Sorry. I got food.
I know, right? I got my soupy.
Well, Kentucky Musket in Louisville writes, I yelled fire in the theater watching Backdraft. I didn't get in trouble. Very good.
And someone tweeted me and said that freedom. They said that it doesn't matter inciting people to riot. Any political speech could incite people to riot. It has nothing to do with free speech, but it does. It's in there, and it's not about a political speech motivating people. It's when you're up there encouraging people to commit violent acts. I don't know what the exact thing, but it is in there.
I think any speech that would get a group holding pitchforks and torches riled up, that would probably be inciting.
Yeah, I don't know what the line is, but it is in there, sir.
And it would have to be, I guess, discussed. And, I think if you were actually arrested for that, you could probably get away with saying it was freedom of speech. But
in many cases, I mean, look, when's the last time somebody was arrested for inciting a person to riot?
yeah, and there's been some gatherings that have been pretty...
Except at my shows, because I'm a riot.
You are a regular riot. A riot. A riot, Alice.
Augusta, the Masters, they start today. for all the golf fans out there. Did you see
yeah?
the shot that I don't know his name, Martin? Did you see it?
No.
It's a video that's the guy got a shitty fucking video of it, but basically it's tradition during the practice round on Wednesday on this par 3. The golfers take their drivers and skip it in the water.
Really?
And try to land it on the green. Not only did this guy land it on the green, Martin, what's his name?
Mull?
Calmer.
Sheen?
Kamer.
Comma Trayvon?
Uncle Martin?
He skipped his driver.
My favorite Martin?
Yeah, Martinizing.
This guy blew it. He could have had one of the greatest videos ever. Keimer, I want to say. Martin Keimer. So he skips his driver on the pond at the par 3.
Pool the pond.
Because it's tradition, I believe. I never heard of this one before.
Oh, I
by
just
the way.
hate it.
Lands on the green. Everyone's like, holy fuck, you did it. That's great. And then all of a sudden the ball starts rolling. Hole in one.
No way.
After skipping it off
He
the pond.
skipped
Here
it
is.
off the pond.
But you can't really see in this video. So they're like all cheering because he made the green, right? And then they notice it's starting to roll toward the fucking hole. Wow. Can you see it? No.
Yeah.
It's hard to see, I thought.
That was exciting. Ooh, did you see that, though? Everybody,
Martin
Real?
Keimer.
Jimmy, I swear.
Keimer, I don't know. Where's the ball? I can't see it still.
Oh, there it is.
It's 1 pixel.
I know, that's the problem.
Somebody else has video of it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're supposed to skip what off the thing?
The fucking ball, actually,
the
like
ball,
when you skip
okay.
a rock, the ball goes tz, 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 on the top of the water, it popped up on the green, and actually went in the fucking hole. That's a video game shot.
But it's scary that that's tradition because, you know, the hole is packed with spectators. And you're attempting to skip your driver off the pond?
What's fucked
That could be
up-
a major problem.
What's fucked up is every time I've ever hit the water, it's just gone bloop. I'm just skipping it on the water would be a miracle. Never mind hitting the green, and then never mind getting in a fucking hole.
What do we know about this? Is it tradition? Does every guy try to do this skip shot?
I'm surprised.
In this practice round at Augusta?
We haven't had a visit from the doctor, because he usually comes running in when there's a baseball or golf talk.
Yeah.
I mean, Dr. Gay!
Someone shot a video from the other side of the hole. Is that a better copy?
Someone has to have it.
Yeah, come on.
In this era.
That's an amazing shot. It's hard to even see where it hit the water.
Where it skipped on the water.
Yeah.
You can kind of see. It goes like... Whoa. There it is.
Like, all right.
There it is. I see the ball.
You do see it?
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Come on. That's fucked up.
I'd hate that to be the next guy.
Oh, man, right?
He probably hit it, went right into the water. Boo.
That's just fucked up. No?
That is.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. That's a good clip.
That's a great clip.
So what do you think about Augusta, man? I have mixed feelings.
Well, it's tradition. It's a men's club, and every once in a while you get some of these bull dykes. The last time it was a bunch of bull dykes that probably didn't even care about golf or anything, trying to make a stand. And Augusta shut them down and said, no, we're going to not have women in this club. This is how it's been, and we want to keep it this way.
And they played without sponsors for a couple of years.
Right.
No commercials.
Here's the problem. I guess every CEO that sponsors Augusta, thank you, they get a membership, an honorary membership to Augusta. And in most cases, or all cases up until this year, the CEO is a guy.
Right.
Well, the IBM CEO is Ginny Romedy, I guess. So they're like, oh, shit, now what do we do?
Running a company?
So they're like,
outrageous.
We usually give honorary memberships to the CEO of these companies that sponsor Augusta.
So now they're stuck.
Now they're in a weird quandary because if they say, well, look, rules are rules, we can't give you an honorary membership, IBM certainly could pull their sponsorship, which would be a lot of money.
But they can handle it. I think that's what they have to do. Stick with what you do. Because I hate golfers and I hate, that culture, but it is their club. They can do what they want.
I absolutely don't have mixed emotions on this. I think if guys want to get together and have a guys only golf course,
A guy's club. I think it's fine, yeah.
It should be absolutely fine. And if women really believe that they're powerful and equal, then why don't they just get their women together and go fucking do their club? Because most guys wouldn't give a fuck. Just about every guy wouldn't care.
Here's the problem with the whole situation with women coming into these men-oriented clubs and workplace and whatever. Then, believe me, I'm trying not to sound 1955 here. But my birthday. You get women that come into, like, let's say, Augusta. You have the guy members that are there that have been used to a certain way of enjoying their club, which might have, some pictures that they might put some up on the wall, strippers, fucking jokes that are told around the clubhouse, things like that. Now, when women come in, it's like, well, we just want to be equal. We want to do this. It doesn't affect you. It's just women coming in. Your archaic fucking thinking is this. Then they let the women in.
Can I slow you down right there?
Yeah.
At that point, I'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's never that.
No.
And I know where you're going with this, but I
isn't
just
that.
want to stop you there.
Because now everything that you've enjoyed,
right,
the freedom to just be guys and be assholes and tell dumb jokes,
fart in front of each other, tell a dirty
fucking
joke,
taken away because you're threatened with lawsuits because these women want to fucking, hang their frilly curtains up in the windows.
I heard on the fourth hole today...
Speaking.
Right?
Absolutely
I heard
right.
on the fourth hole today.
Dr. Johnson was telling a joke. I was very offended. I don't need to hear that one. Fuck you.
On the seventh hole, he actually urinated on the side of the fairway.
He said that she was hit between the first and second hole, and he pointed to his taint.
But that's right. As Keith Robinson said, women fuck up fun.
Right.
And that when they get into grooves, then they start bitching and moaning and wanting to change things. And that's where it's...
You want to come in as equals, fine, but equals means you got to fucking either leave the room or laugh at the joke.
But it never is that way. I have no mixed emotions on this. I really, truly believe...
Yeah, but this is
especially
more of like
especially in leisure. I want to pronounce it like that. Especially in your leisure time. Yeah. Now, you should be able to, if you want to join a club where it's just men only, then you should be able to do that, and then let the women do their club. There are gyms that are dedicated to just women because
that's true.
Yeah.
Because guys have been.
Hotbed of fat chicks, by the way.
Huh?
Hotbed of fat chicks, those gyms.
That's nice talk.
Because they're the women that don't want guys to see them because they make fun of them. The hot chicks go to the fucking gyms because they want to be looked at.
But look, I would love to see what's going on in a women's only gym. But guess what?
Lesbian
It doesn't fucking bother me. I don't give a fuck they have their own gyms. Who cares?
Exactly.
This is more of like an honorary title, though, or
but it's a foot in the door shit.
It's a high heel in the door.
It's the foot in the door shit.
Women can already
high heels in the door.
Women can already play at Augusta as guests.
Boo!
Yes.
When did that happen?
A couple years back.
Say a couple years back. Yeah. You think the members
women,
like
women
that?
can play as guests.
Look, I have a little bit experience because
Me and your father built this club.
I worked at a golf course for over 14 years, and when the women came around, it was just a drag.
Oh, they're already there.
All of a sudden, the
they're
guys
guesting.
that you knew had great personalities and had a good dirty joke or a good story, all of a sudden they're not saying shit.
Yeah.
And this is in the 80s before it got way over the top politically correct.
When you were a child.
Out there. When I was a child in the 80s, caddying at the Huntington Crescent Club.
Of course.
Yes.
The only reason I have mixed feelings is because I hate these golf clubs. Like, not people who play golf.
Well, how are you supposed to golf without them?
Because I just think you should kick the ball or use your big, delicious cock.
Righty.
But they exclude everybody. Like, they don't want blacks.
They
they don't
wouldn't
want
allow us
Jews.
there.
They wouldn't allow us there.
So I shouldn't.
I just kind of
defend
detest them. Yeah.
I shouldn't defend them because we wouldn't, have a chance of being members there.
Any club that would have me as a member.
Right, exactly.
That old gag.
That's actually my quote.
But my maybe we could get some women on the phone today. My question is
you know how to
this.
dial a phone skirt?
Exactly. Pick it up, broad. You're always on the phone anyway, yapping while you're cooking. Pretend you're making stuffing. Pick up the phone, put down your crock pot holders, and dial us, broads. You got the phone all crooked between your fucking head and neck.
That stupid fucking whiplash head they get from
and just pretend
the
you're
phone
stirring, because that's the only way you seem to be able to talk,
Get
broad.
your whisk. Get your egg whisk and beat some egg whites.
Yeah, I want to hear this while you're talking. Well, I think... Shuck, 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 shuck. Shuck, 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 shuck.
Golf originally stood for gentlemen only, ladies forbidden. Is that true?
No,
That's some dumb joke,
dickhead
right?
that came up with that.
Fake.
It probably said, hey, go over Larry's, Frank. That's probably what it stood for.
Go over Larry's.
I'll bet you they would always knock the ball in the hole over Larry's, and Frank was drunk one time, and they're like, go over Larry's, Frank, just because they wanted Frank to get out of there and go
it
knock
kept
the ball in the hole.
So they just used the acronym.
Yeah.
Hey, golf. It's like, oh, go over Larry's, Frank? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Well, we got a lot of good questions coming in.
Do we?
Yes, we do. By the way,
I hope it ain't from broads.
Exactly.
It'd be dumb questions about, like, shoes.
And recipes.
Yeah.
How much sugar? I don't know, broad.
you figure it out. Make sure it tastes good. We're going to learn more about that shot from Tom, because I did not know this was a tradition at Augusta. Tom, go ahead.
Hey, it was absolutely amazing. I wish I had seen it, but I walked up right after it happened.
So you didn't see it if you walked up right after it happened.
I know.
Oh!
But what it is, it's on the 16th hole. It's on Monday. They hit their shot, and then the crowd starts chanting, skip it, skip it. And so they walk up to the water line of the 16th hole, and they get the ball out, and they skip it across. And so it basically it's
epic fail. Epic fail.
They don't
Epic fail. Is this tradition? That's all I need to know. And how many golfers do it? How many golfers are willing to risk a lawsuit?
Every one I saw got goaded into doing it.
Right.
And some of them did it more than once.
Wow, that's crazy.
What would goat have to do with it?
I don't know. All right, thank you, sir. Let me
talking nonsense.
It's been around since like the 80s.
Let me say hi to John in San Antonio. John, because he has more info on the skip shot.
Yeah, I was at the 2001 practice day, and I got a VHS of Tiger Woods hitting it across the water and beaming a lady in the chest.
With his cock?
I can't figure out how to get it off of VHS to get it on YouTube, because it's a perfect picture. You can clearly see him. You can see the ball skipping across the water, and it catches the lady right in the chest.
I don't care how good these guys are. They are risking lawsuits because, I mean, everyone's crowded around the green, and they're trying to skip a driver
and
off the water.
It's kind of an unnecessary shot, so it's not like it's during gameplay where, you know. I think, though, whenever you step on that golf course to watch, I think there are plenty of signs that say, hey, whatever the fuck happens to you, that's what happens.
It would be thrown out immediately. You knew the risk you took when you went there.
When you walk on their golf course, you're giving up your right.
There is a chance you could be hit with a golf club, a golf ball, and you do know that.
Club.
Yeah, exactly. So if you have two clubs put into your vagina and anus, while a bunch of people yell, "Get off my field! Get off the course, broad!"
Do you think actually raping women with golf clubs is covered under that disclaimer sign?
Well, there was the one case of a young lady who showed up and she was told to bring lemonade and she forgot. So they put her on the ground and they put their golf clubs in her asshole and they used her as a Swiffer. And she complained that was not nice.
They just pointed to the sign that says he's not responsible.
All right, guys, y'all have a good day.
We got a great one coming in, the Firehouse. Here we go. We've talked about this before.
Oh, right.
Let's go to PH, and we'll continue with our discussion. PH.
Balance.
Acid or alkaline?
Yeah, I want a balanced discussion.
Well, how's your litmus paper?
Yeah. Hey, I'm PH too. Yay.
Chemistry joke.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell you, want to get a little bit of blood, you put the white stuff in the doo-doo and it makes blood. Oh. That's your chemistry lesson. Go ahead, talks. Sorry.
Yeah, and you are 100% right. You put a woman in a firehouse, it ruins everything. A firehouse, I mean, yes, it's a dangerous job, but...
Boys club, right.
Boys club.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
What do we do all day? Sit around, fart, make jokes. We put up pictures of naked girls, but you know what? We can't do that anymore because EEO comes down and kills us.
And because they wanted equality and said we should be able to join the fire department just like the men and be equals. It's like, okay, equals? No, now they come in as superiors, dictating their fucking morality and tastes and opinions on the guys that were there for years, fucking, just having fun and blowing off some steam.
The men end up losing their equality.
Right.
That's the whole thing. If we're such equals, then how come they get on the job without having to do everything that we had to do?
Right. Some of the physical tests aren't as stringent, are they?
Which is ridiculous because when you're in a position where you're going to have to use physical strength, it should be an equal test.
When I see some of these female cop videos when they're trying to take down a perp, let's say a large gentleman at a traffic stop, and they just are getting the shit beat out of them. They're being out-wrestled, and at usually any point, a guy could just grab their gun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there has to be a certain thing. Women have to understand sometimes that, generally speaking, they're just not as physically strong as men. I'm not saying every circumstance. There's going to be a shitload of women that could kick the shit out of a shitload of guys. I'm talking basically. It's just a rule of fucking nature.
We live in a fucked up world where we lower the standard.
Yeah, we lower the standard.
For a physical job? That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Where people's lives are at stake.
Yeah, exactly.
People's lives are at stake. Yeah, I know.
All right, PH. Firehouse is a good example. I mean, you know, guys like being guys in a firehouse, and they certainly can't do that anymore.
Hey, PH, what happens when I put vinegar and baking soda together?
Oh, boy, not good. He's gone.
See? He's PH. He should tell me.
He was too scared to answer that question.
Oh, my God.
Denise works for IBM, I guess. Denise, what's up?
No, hey, I actually work in marketing.
Sorry about those fish fillets never making it over there.
Yeah, that's what they got a broad run in that company. It stands for I blow men. That's what IBM stands for.
Hey, if that's how you have to get
I bake muffins. That's what IBM stands for.
I bake muffins.
Very good.
I bake meringue pies or something.
Hey, whatever it takes, Chip. I'll make you whatever you want.
Aw,
thank you. No, but I don't work for IBM, but I work in marketing for a drug company, and you vet those sponsorships.
What, birth control pills?
Yeah, exactly. What do you market? What kind of drug?
Hormones for your periods?
Yeah. If it's Valtrex, thank you.
A little, dick stiffener, sometimes.
Oh, a little Viagra, a little Cialis.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah,
there you go.
All that good stuff. But
stiff competition in that field. I'm not done laughing. Right.
Yeah. No, but they knew what they bought the sponsorship. It's all in the contract, so they knew what they were doing when they bought the
Oh, that's true.
Sponsorship.
This was no surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So they knew, they put their name all over it. They're getting a lot back from.
What are you cooking right now? What are you whipping up for the man in your life? Couple eggs, some bacon?
What do you
Getting
want?
the kids off to school, are you? Packing their lunch?
I already did that.
Wearing an apron, are you?
No,
like a good 50s woman in an apron. Nice, something frilly.
Nothing underneath. Is that hot?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now you're
Very
talking.
hot. Now we're talking.
When you're done rattling those pots and pans, get your ass into the bedroom.
I hear you. Anything else there, Denise?
No, but I just wanted to point that out.
All right. Eric in Kentucky. Eric.
What's up, guys? How's everybody this morning?
Hey, all right. I want to hear from heaven. We're about to hear from heaven, Ant. Go ahead, Eric.
Well, I had a recent lull in employment probably about last year, and in Lexington, Kentucky, went up for the local fire department, and the physical tests used to be, lugging hoses upstairs and all that kind of shit, but they've gotten incredibly standardized. They roll it all on an 18-wheeler, set it up in like an empty warehouse, and they're putting men and women through exactly the same test.
Oh!
That doesn't happen in New York, sir.
Now, did they lower the test for the men also? See, that's the thing. Oh, it's an equal test. Well, it's not the same test it was 20 years ago.
That's a great question.
Did they bring down the whole thing?
No, I don't think so. I think
well, he can't answer
that. Much more able to recreate it consistently.
Okay. Yeah. Well, look, I got no problem with anybody that can actually do the job.
Right.
And I'm sure there's plenty of capable women that could fucking hump hose upstairs better than some guy counterparts. But, it's got to be that. It's got to be the women that can actually do the job and not the fact that they're just women and they're trying to show that their hiring practices are equal.
You should have seen some of these broads, man. It was hilarious. Because the first
bruises, right?
On the first day where they're showing everybody what's going to happen in the test, you've got the full range of individuals, little girly girls and everything. And come test day 2 months later, it was nothing but diesel dykes all over.
Weeded out those, weeded out the little ones, huh?
That's right.
Good. All right, man on a space phone. Man from outer space, telephone guy.
We got Florence checking in. Florence Johnson.
Florence, I hope it's a guy.
Florence.
Florine, Florence.
Florine.
Oh, I remember Florine.
Opie, this is fucking Florine.
Motherfucking Florine from Connecticut, I believe.
I don't like the fact that there's Florine in my water. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yeah.
You go black, you don't go back, baby.
Home. Love that one. Foss.
I'd like to professormate my love for Anthony.
Oh yeah, shit. Baby. You tell me. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, everything tastes better on a cracker.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Would you go there?
Oh, hell yeah.
You would go there, Ed?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I play golf with the motherfucker, and I watch his ball.
I'll play Exxon, motherfucker. I'll play Exxon. I'll be drilling deep for oil. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Go
yeah. What up, my sister?
His ass up.
What you got for the program?
Say what?
What you got for the program, bitch? Talk to me.
Listen, cracker. Don't try to talk at me like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know where this conversation going.
Listen, I'll be good at the firehouse.
Oh, yeah? I'll be good at the firehouse.
Dance, I do whatever you want.
Yeah?
What would you do at the firehouse?
I said I play with the hoses.
Oh.
I'll be doing the pole
So
dance.
you'd be the whore at the firehouse. That's what they're saying.
Right. And they be hanging up pictures of Florine.
Florine.
Are you,
I got no problem with that.
Why ain't you getting ready for work this morning?
I'm unemployed.
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Well, what do you...
That's why you need to hire me. You
What-
have to call me.
What do you do for, that...
I do anything.
What was your last job?
On my last job, I was working on a computer.
On a computer? What'd you do? What kind of work?
I did anything they want.
Well, what company did you work for?
Yeah.
Well, I worked for a water bottle company.
A water bottle company.
On a computer.
Yeah.
On a computer. Would you be like, we sold us 15 water bottles. Let me key that
That's right. And I filled them up with whatever they wanted.
in. Mm-hmm.
So you did a little bit of office work, and part of the office job was logging in stuff on the computer.
Yeah, I did a little of this, a little of that. baby.
Sure, jack of all trades, master of none. A little bit of office work.
How you take care of all your children with no work?
I don't have no children.
What? Say what? Get the fuck out of here. All right, look, Florine, I'd love to stay on the phone with you for seconds more, but we got to go.
Okay, where you going?
I got work to do.
We're going to go to break, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Where do you live, Florine? Are you in Connecticut?
I think she's Connecticut.
I thought she was in D.C.
No.
Oh, because I'll be there next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Smoking crack.
12, 13, 14. Yes, with the mayor of D.C.
Don't talk to people in your house when you're on the phone with us.
Anthony.
Yes?
I'm a friend you on Facebook.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
We want to know what she looks like.
I'm a friend you on Facebook.
What do you look like, Florine? You wouldn't give us your Facebook page last time.
That's right.
I'm good looking. Look, I am good looking.
Florine.
Florine, if we put you on hold, will you give us your Facebook page?
No, I'm on friend Anthony, and then he gonna friend me.
I'm on Al Jolson Facebook.
Who is Al Jolson?
He's some guy that used to be in blackface back in the old days. You remember that? Mommy, how I love you, my dear old mommy.
Yes, it's amazing that Ali wasn't thrilled to win a fucking gold medal for this country. Amazing that he just didn't embrace the country when he came back.
What? Anthony needs to log into his Facebook. I'm gonna friend his ass today.
Oh shit, that sounds like a threat.
I am. I'm gonna friend him.
All right, you friend me, I'll friend you back.
He's gonna see what he's talking to.
All right, Florine.
I hear you, sugar.
Have a good day, Florine.
All right.
Right
I'll
on.
talk to y'all later. Bye.
Bye-bye, Florine.
All right, with that, I know.
Florine.
With that, we're going to take a break, and I think we talk to Eugene Levy next.
No, it's Maggie
Eugene's not
Grace.
first?
Maggie and then
Grace.
Eugene.
Eugene's at 9:30?
Maggie.
Oh, you're right. Maggie Grace
Yeah.
from Lost and that movie Taken.
And Taken, we got to talk about how she was
Ran,
running.
a little funny.
And why she ran away from her father after Yeah, she
He
got the
gave you
pony.
it's like he gave you the little Susie microphone.
Dumb Mr. Microphone crappy thing.
Yeah, but why did you have to run so heavily?
Yeah, you could have just talked to your dad a little more and gone, I'll see the pony in a second. Soy sauce hair. People just write soy sauce hair. That is the funniest description of someone with a bad dye job. Looks like he dyed his hair with soy sauce. Jimmy.
He really was a soy sauce haired ass.
I like the movie, though. I did like it.
It has
that,
its
my
moments.
friend, is where we part company.
I understand.
I thought
I like the action.
It stunk like farts.
Well, she will be.
There were
in
problems
here.
with the movie, but I like the action.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Sirius XM. You're listening to Opie and Anthony.
Let's get our guest in here.
Can I say that Drew Buggy is a genius?
Yeah, that one is
He's
really good.
really
great,
brilliant,
isn't he?
man.
Sure sums things up very simply.
Yeah.
Takes a phrase and makes a song out of
It's
it. It's
amazing.
We got Maggie Grace
Maggie
outside
Grace.
the studio.
Is anyone bringing the guest in?
Yeah, what's
I
happening?
said, let's bring the guest in.
Oh, someone should bring the guest
She's
in. I
just
think.
staring at her phone out there.
I think somebody
Nobody-
should bring the guest.
Is there anybody? Roland, I guess we'll do it.
We're just pointing and kind of doing the
All right, well.
We're doing the.
Well,
maybe
no,
she's busy.
Roland's not.
Maybe she's busy texting
1 minute.
something.
All right, she's deep into her phone right now. So we'll wait for Maggie Grace.
I want her to run in.
Oh, please
Could
run
you do
in.
the take and run?
The take.
Where's she promoting? Lockout?
Yes.
What's that?
It's about a man wrongly accused of conspiracy to commit espionage against the U.S. and he's offered his freedom if he can rescue the president's daughter.
She plays the president's kidnapped daughter. Is this one of Jimmy's
an
movies?
outer space prison taken over by violent inmates. Maggie
Ooh.
plays the president's kidnapped daughter. Okay. Is there any movie that she's not kidnapped in?
I know. Yeah, it's the daughter that needs saving.
What are we doing out there, Kenny?
Roland is looking on very nervously and smiling, and he can't believe this. But she's busy. She's texting something.
Well, technically, she's early.
She's texting her dad. That
Yes.
has to rescue her.
Make sure you check under the bed.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you what Kenny told me or not?
No.
Or should I write it down?
What?
Kenny?
What happened, Kenny?
Can they hear us out there?
No. She's got.
Do you want to whisper what you said to me? Just whisper it.
She's ordering some Just for Men soy sauce.
Whisper it.
That girl doesn't make a good first impression.
Oh no! Oh no! What happened?
We'll see.
And she's just sitting there, just typing away on her phone.
They're waiting for the publicist.
Why?
I don't know. That's what I was told.
Oh, Christ, we got a situation.
Oh no! Oh no! Batten down the hatches. Batten down the hatches, everybody. Take a breath. Everyone, take a breath. Oh, this could go.
Why is she waiting for a
terribly-
publicist?
this
Roland's
could go
talking to her and she won't
terribly,
even look up from her
horribly
phone.
wrong. No, she's just on her phone. Oh, Jimmy just said Maggie.
But she won't look up. Jimmy just said, "Are you coming in?" And she won't look up.
Eugene Levy coming after. Yeah, no.
Oh no!
She wouldn't even look up at you.
That was uncomfortable.
Want to just cancel her?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her one more shot.
No.
What do you think?
Done.
I'm telling you.
She won't come in?
She didn't even look up when you asked.
Cancel her. What do you think?
Get Roland in here.
Yeah, get Roland in.
Get Roland in here.
Roland's going to go, no! She will not look up. What's going on, Roland?
Shut the door. Roland. Roland.
Why won't she come
Cancel
in?
her right now.
What's going on?
It's not her. They're waiting for the publicist.
Why?
1 minute.
We're doing the
why do
interview
we
with
need
her,
to
not the
work-
publicist.
Yeah,
I know. It's 1 minute.
But why are we waiting for anybody? We're on the radio now. She's here.
I know. Maybe 1 minute.
Well, why are we waiting for the publicist?
And why won't she look up at
We're very
anyone?
tempted to just cancel her right now.
Why won't she look up at
And we
anyone?
wanted to talk to her.
Jimmy goes, Maggie, you coming in? And she wouldn't even look
She
up
wouldn't
at
even
Jimmy.
look up at me. She didn't look at me.
She did look up, though.
No, she
No,
didn't.
she didn't.
She was texting. I'll bring her in right now.
She won't. If she wants to come in right now,
Yeah,
bring her
I'll
in.
bring her
If
in.
not, she's canceled.
Oh boy, this is just not comfortable. I can't do this.
Oh, I can.
I can't do this. Oh boy.
She will not look up.
Oh no, I can't look.
We don't need this
Why?
shit.
I'll look at the video later.
We don't need this shit.
I'm not looking. What's happening? What's happening?
I think we're being very reasonable.
What's happening?
She's still looking down.
Then just cancel her.
She might be coming in now.
Okay, cool.
What's up, Maggie? Maggie Grace, everyone.
Oh hi. How are you?
From the movie Lockout.
We didn't think you wanted to come in.
Yes.
I was desperate to come in. I was pressed up against the glass. They were telling me to wait for a publicist. It was
Publicist?
They were telling you to wait?
Debacle.
Oh, God, I hate the publicist, by the way.
Wow, you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, Cleveland, Ohio. What's happening here?
Oh, that's where Jimmy's going to be.
Yeah.
Lucky you. I'm from Ohio. Don't slag it off.
I love Ohio. I'm shooting a special there. I chose Cleveland.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all going out to Cleveland like in a couple of weeks.
Fantastic.
We're part of Ohio.
Worthington.
And where is that close to?
Columbus.
Oh, okay.
I was in Columbus. Cleveland,
You
Ohio.
shouldn't really know that.
Ohio gets a bad rap. It's actually
We know Columbus.
I know, but I'm
We're on
saying
a radio
it
station
gets
out
a
there.
bad reputation, but it's
Yeah, man.
phenomenal. I like the women from Ohio. I've actually had good dating success. Dating. Believe I have to go by location.
He cleaned it up for you, dating.
Well, yeah.
Midwest. So when did you? That's kind of Midwest, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Part of it all.
Slower atmosphere. When did you make the move and become
La La Land?
become a star?
Wow, what an awkward question.
Is it? It's worded where if you answer it,
When
that
I
you
was
sound.
16,
Yeah.
which
really?
sounds much more sordid than it was.
That really does, because I just picture a Greyhound bus pulling into L.A.
know.
The girl all
Little
wide-eyed and wondering.
Corn-fed, fresh-faced,
Yeah.
bushy-eyed,
Yeah.
innocent,
Oh,
lamb to the slaughter.
I'm gonna be a star, and then that guy pulls up in his car to help.
I'm gonna make you a star.
Yeah. What was kind of the first thing you started getting into? Was it commercials? Did you do it?
Yeah,
Did you do a
commercials
Dove commercial?
paid my rent for a while.
Really?
As a teenager, yeah, and then sort of procedural dramas as well.
Okay. So like
The Law and Orders of it all.
Yeah,
Many
CSIs
of
kind of
those.
thing.
CSIs,
You did a lot of them?
did that one.
Always
made
always
my
a
rounds.
victim.
Always the victim.
Always the victim. You're always like the victim in your movies too.
What does that say about me?
I don't know.
It's
Either
like-
you're a victim or you play a victim very well.
Imperiled female should be stamped on my forehead.
Yeah. You don't come off though like an imperiled female. You seem-
Hell no.
No.
Can I
Please,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can say a lot worse than hell in this.
You could say fuck.
atmosphere.
Should.
Heck,
Gee
even.
willikers, no.
Yes, that's. Why is that sexy?
I don't know.
Have you ever heard the Patton Oswalt sketch on how it's worse to fake cursing than actually curse?
No, I have not heard
It's
that
pretty
one.
bad.
Yeah,
fake
by
curse.
bad I
Funny,
mean
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta check
Patton's
that
very
out.
funny.
You gotta
like
check
Patton.
it out.
He's a good guy.
Euphemisms are terrible because they're making you think of the word without actually saying it, and they're always too cutesy, and they're never.
Oh yeah, he sort of does this rant, which I can't even repeat, but
Yeah, it's kind of
it's
hard
so
to
disconcerting.
paraphrase a comic and have it come across.
I'm a comic and I can't do it.
Yeah.
I've butchered other comics' jokes. Like, nah, but the punchline's good.
Nice way to
Trust
squeak
me,
that
trust
in,
me, it's
Jim.
funny. It's
Nice
funny.
way to squeak that in, where it's like, oh, that's where I knew you from. I saw you on,
Oh,
and
no.
you got nothing.
No, I didn't think she would.
Oh, of
Honestly.
course you didn't.
But I
really
would,
funny man.
The point is that I am very willing to throw myself into the mix, but this time I really was just saying I can't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, if people don't recognize you, there's no way to make them
I
recognize you.
was just doing it to reiterate that you're a comic, and maybe that would have helped you out even more.
It doesn't help me
Just
at
trying
all.
to help you.
No.
You don't recognize Jim Norton from his
No, why
various
would
comedy
you?
specials? and
He's
whatnot?
pretty famous.
I
Yeah.
don't have television.
What?
Do you not have a TV?
Liar.
I now own a flat screen finally. But it's
Really?
not hooked up to anything. I sound like such a
Wait, you don't
snotty
have-
little brat.
No.
How long did you go without
I
TV?
read by candlelight and raise keys.
Is it?
How long you go without TV though?
It's been a few years.
Wow.
I would say, yeah, probably since.
And you don't feel
probably
like you're
since
missing
I moved
anything?
back from Hawaii. So probably
Oh,
06.
from Lost.
or something.
Yeah.
Did you watch Lost? Because I forget who was Saeed. I don't remember his real
Oh,
name.
Naveen Andrews?
Yeah.
Was he on here?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
he's a
my
blast.
God.
I think
Oh,
he
my
said-
God. Did you have to, duct tape his mouth? What did he say?
No, he was here.
Oh, we never had him in.
No,
Oh,
we
that's
had
right. Oh, okay.
we
He's
had
pretty incendiary.
Ben.
Yeah.
Love him.
But he said I heard that he didn't watch the show.
No,
he said he didn't watch
I
it.
dragged him to my house when I had an episode party and forced him to watch it with the rest of us. But he was in
Wow.
the fetal position the whole time.
Uncomfortable?
Why is that?
Yeah, he doesn't like watching himself, which I get.
weird.
I don't really.
Why don't you
either.
guys like watching yourselves? There's so many. They come in here and they just don't want to watch them.
It's uncomfortable.
You're on a show like Lost and you don't want to watch?
No, we're proud of the group
No,
effort for sure.
no, I
It's
understand that
incredible,
part of it, but
They could watch it as a group, but
what goes through your
individually, yeah.
it's not
What
like-
goes through your mind when you're watching yourself that bothers you?
I don't know. You just have to distance. I mean, I'll watch everything once. I don't necessarily want to watch it at every film festival. If you
Over
take
and
it on
over
the
again.
road, you don't want to see it a million times. Once you can have constructive criticism, I feel.
But is it only criticism, or do you kind of enjoy it at all?
What do you mean?
Like if you're watching a movie that you're in, are you constantly going, I could have done that or this
Yeah,
or that,
pretty much.
or can you actually sit back and just go, this is a fun movie?
I can. It depends on the movie, but yeah, I can do both and definitely enjoy it as a movie. And
Did you watch yourself running and Taken?
Oh boy.
Okay, dude, I will just. I will take this one on the chin.
Yeah.
I never claimed to be athletic. When I fell in love with theater as a young 13-year-old girl and decided to join the local Shakespeare troupe, at no point in time did I think, I should probably join the track team because someday I need to be prepared to run daintily with the fluid grace of a gazelle.
Right
on, Maggie.
It pretty much looks like a frog in a blender, and I'll own it. I'll own it. And I love how people are like, oh my God, it's so great how you kept the character so young. And, I'm like, yep. The producers definitely wanted her to be super innocent, super young.
Right.
Check.
And you did that
you
run.
You did that run. Yes, that was purposeful. That was a...
Do you know there was a montage put together that was on YouTube and everything of just you running from Taken?
I'm not in the habit of Googling myself, but an ex-boyfriend was so kind as to show that to me one evening, having nothing better to do, apparently. I laughed hysterically.
It is funny because it's not a knock on your acting at all. It's just a funny moment running away.
We discussed that movie.
YouTube clip.
We've discussed that movie a lot on this very program.
Oh, really?
Me and Opie really like it.
I liked it.
Yeah.
It had a couple of problems.
Jimmy had, a couple of issues, but like, the movie. But we have a couple of questions. Why, when you got that Mr. Microphone thing from your dad, you could have been a little nicer and not ran away when the pony came from the stepfather
Did you
guy.
not know that a pony was coming? Like, did you hear it?
So, like, geez, that kind of, she's kind of an ingrate.
For the record, I would like to point out, it was not a pony. It was a horse.
Oh, it was a horse. That's right.
We always say pony, but it was a horse.
Horse.
Yeah. But you kind of like, screw this little microphone-y thing.
Oh, a Freudian symbol. Black stallion by dad.
The black. You know what? I never thought of that. There's a black stallion and she runs away from her father.
Runs away from dad, going to the black stallion. Wow, yeah, that's kind of symbolic. Wow.
Are you in part 2? Because they're doing a part 2.
Yeah, we just wrapped a few weeks ago.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So it's kind of an inversion of the plot. In this one, my character's parents are taken, and she has to help free them.
They made a montage of you.
Man. Yeah, we were just...
No, but I mean, it's a montage, not just the one scene.
Yeah, it's from more than one. He's really going back there. He's going to point out that it's more than one.
More than one.
Oh, yeah.
We always talk about the one scene, but someone obsessively
Are you
made
watching
sure they...
it right now?
Oh, yeah.
I can't see your screen.
Modern technology. You can
Amazing.
just pop it right on.
It's the fourth video that comes up.
And you're
no, it really?
Sorry. But there's also
nothing I accomplish in life will precede how badly I run.
But if you go to images, there's nothing but beautiful pictures of Maggie Grace.
Oh, balm on the wound.
Yes, there you go.
And in Lockout, you're kidnapped. That's the funny that you're doing it. You play the president's kidnapped daughter. And you're who plays the president?
Well, the lead of the movie is Guy Pearce.
Okay.
And you guys should have him.
Oh, Guy Pearce, yeah. He's good.
Who is Guy Pearce?
Yeah, he's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, he's that guy. He was in Jesus.
Australian, in Memento.
Yeah, Memento.
Opposition.
That was it. Yeah, that's the one I was in.
Great movie.
Memento.
Wildly intelligent, gritty Australian dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was great in this. And what really drew me to this was how funny it is. I mean, it's really does not take itself seriously at all.
It's okay.
Fun. It was an action movie straight up. It's a sci-fi action thriller.
But
it's a
sci-fi action thriller.
Sci-fi action thriller.
And what type of prison is this?
It's in space. Oddly enough, it's called MS-1, and it's a space station that they've turned into a prison.
Is it kind of like you ever see Alien 3?
It has those
prison
moments.
Feel?
Yeah, it does have those moments.
Space prisons.
There's a few sort of homage moments. Yeah.
Yeah, space prisons seem very scary. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you get out, what are you going to do? You're going to float. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, we got to float. We got to do a lot of work up on the wires, which was really fun.
Oh, really?
Oh, very
Trapeze
cool.
artist field trip.
Did you go on like that vomit comet? The that you know what I'm talking about? That plane that shows you weightlessness.
I had a girlfriend that got to do that, the zero gravity thing.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing.
You would do it?
I would love to. I mean, that's something you are not supposed to experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you're not supposed to know what it feels like to not have gravity.
You do any of those things, adventurous things on your off time? Parachuting?
I do. I try to avoid running, which is adventurous.
Yeah, well, okay.
But I do. I've been bungee jumping in New Zealand, and I love kind of travel off the beaten track and camping a bit. And
you get recognized a lot, though, I bet.
Airports, Yeah. And
I would think a lot.
Well,
from Lost, especially.
Not camping. Not
deer steps.
I mean, a
up.
French woman never walked out and recognized you. I'm lost. I loved it. How awful is it when they tell you you're going to die in a series? Like, how do they let you know? Like, we're going to end your character here.
Well, they were pretty sensitive about it. It's kind of like a bad breakup, You don't text them.
Oh, face
you don't
to face.
email. They had a lovely conference call from the mainland, and everyone was on it. And
oh my God!
Hi, Maggie.
Yeah, you there?
Yeah.
It's not
down.
you, it's me.
Yeah.
What did they say? Like, that's amazing to me to know that, like, because you're a very popular character, and I think in season 2 they you got shot, right?
Yeah.
What
in the sternum?
That was pretty bad. That was one of those, like, holy shit, she's dead moment.
Wasn't that when the new crew was coming in and one of them? I think that's what it was. It was like when the second wave of
I have to watch it
Rodriguez's
again.
character.
Right.
Yeah. I just ran into her the other night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I've forgiven her since. So good. So we're cool.
She still likes to
Michelle
party.
and
Girl liked to party.
She was DJing. She was doing an excellent job.
Okay, cool.
So you
it's a charity event, dude. What are you?
Okay.
Yeah, party. Raise money for dolphins.
Well, I know there are a couple of the Lost girls that got in a little bit of a jam up over there in Hawaii
Really?
one night.
The Lost Girls are lost. Is that
Lost girls, maybe tipping a few back, having a little fun.
Michelle
There's nothing wrong
Rodriguez
with
and the
that.
girl that played and the one that played Libby.
Yeah,
they just got pulled over.
Nothing wrong with that.
It happens.
We all like a wobbly pop or two every so often.
Can't speak to that.
Were you sad when you got? Were you sad? Like were you like? It's heartbreaking, right? When they take you, because again, it's part of a show, I'm sure. But what goes through your mind when they're like, "All right, look, we have to end this"? Are you like,
Oh yeah, it was really tough, just to move away from
the
people I loved, and I'd been there 2 years, so.
You were in a few flash forwards though and stuff like that.
Yeah,
weren't you?
I know.
So what do they call you up and go,
happy to come
"Hey,
back."
hey, we got a little flash forward thing for you."
Yeah.
That's cool.
You had a great character too. It's like, and the guy who played your brother, like what a weird vibe.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like almost an incestuous.
Almost. We definitely committed.
It was incestuous.
Yeah, I guess fair enough. It was incestuous.
But we were step siblings, so
Yeah.
it wasn't like a Game of Thrones.
No.
It was still hot though. Guy who misses the point. No, it's still really sexy.
Even though.
Well.
Oh, good. Yeah. So I got the new movie out coming out. Oh, when is it? When does it open?
Next week.
Next week.
Lucky Friday the 13th.
Next Friday the 13th.
Very excited.
You'll go to the premiere, right?
Yeah.
you'll
we're,
watch it?
We're heading back to LA. Yep. I'm excited.
Did we
I've
do this
seen
movie
it.
justice? I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
Who else is in it?
I don't think you guys this one. We're too busy about the running thing.
I know. I was like, you're too busy beating me over the head for my running.
Who else is in it besides yourself and Guy Pearce?
Well, Peter Stormare. I mean, it's really, it has kind of a throwback quality, I'd say, like late early 80s, early 90s, like a fun action movie.
Yeah.
And we shot it over in Belgrade for quite a few months, so there was a lot of combat training and that kind of thing.
Well, that's cool. You can handle yourself with weapons and stuff. Is that?
Yeah.
I like that.
And she's the president's daughter. What do you do wrong that you're in prison? As the president's daughter.
She's kidnapped.
Were you kidnapped and they threw you in the prison?
No, she travels up there on a humanitarian mission. They put all the prisoners into stasis, and they put them out. Kind of like the cryogenic freezing in Star Wars.
Oh, man, and then they get out.
But there's some side effects, so not all of them fare so well.
So you're going up there to point that out?
Hmm?
You're going up there to point out the inhumanity of the treatment?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then look what happens to you, do-gooders.
I know.
Boy, these people.
Should have just stayed home.
Mind your own beeswax, I say.
So what happens at the end? Do they get you?
Your moral compass is well suited to radio, sir.
It's spinning round and round. Amelia Earhart's compass.
You didn't hear Jimmy, though, so what happens at the end?
Yeah, do they get you out?
Do they get you out?
No,
I'm just kidding.
Well, we know they get you out, but it's just the way they do it, I'm sure.
I don't. You never know. Once in a while,
they get her out.
Once in a while, they'll pop the lead at the end, and I kind of like that.
Gets a little
Did they pop the lead at the end?
Oh, don't she's not going to give it
What?
away.
I'm just ignoring all of these questions.
Very good.
They're good questions,
Do that.
though. They're
That's
really
what
good
every
questions.
guest should do the second they walk in this door.
Just ignore us.
What kind of guys do you like? Is there any type in particular? No, I'm just saying. Just, like, do you date typically actors, or do you try to
It's a
stay out of the
smooth
business?
transition.
That was.
Very smooth.
Yeah, I'm very good. That's what I do.
Sequitur.
I just blurt it out.
She's pointing out everything we do.
That's good. It's perfect.
Movie, dating
Date movie.
dating, date movie.
So it wasn't smooth there?
Was it inappropriate that the second you sat down, I went, "Hi, I've been single since April"? No, I'm just curious. A lot of people won't date in the business.
I mean, I haven't dated an actor in really quite a few years. It's
good.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you get jealous of each other's
schedules and all that.
Oh, okay.
And just, I think it's nice to have a bit of mystery when you come home from work, and it's sort of like that "how was your day" moment.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice when there's sort of like, I have no idea how you do what you do. It's
Oh,
nice
right.
to
It's
have
not like this
a
commiserating
little,
about,
like, oh, they said they were going to greenlight it, and then Millie fell out. And there's this.
You're
You know,
just like,
it's
"Shut
nice
up."
to have a little mystery there, I think.
Yeah.
It's also really good too because you can kind of bullshit a little bit. Like if you want to go, if you don't want to see the person, you go, you know what, the AD's having a party, I got to go to it. And like if someone else in the business would go, well, you don't have to go to that. But if they're not in the business,
So you're saying it really facilitates lying?
yes,
On a
very important in a
grand
relationship.
scale.
But some tells me the stories you get aren't, well, I was spackling the walls today on the job site. I would gather you probably,
You don't think she goes blue
there's
collar?
there's all kinds of stories.
You don't go
Dude,
blue
you're
collar.
We're going
want me
blue
to, like-
collar with.
No, because I'm just saying, like, no,
You don't think she goes blue collar?
I'm not
Why
saying
not?
snotty thing or anything like that. I'm saying you're very pretty, and I would think,
Are we going to talk about evolutionary psychology here? Where's this going?
that was
where is it going?
You're a mind reader. I
What's
was
wrong with
so
blue collar?
getting into that area.
What's wrong with the blue collar guys?
Yeah, what's
Maybe
wrong with
she
it?
likes a blue collar guy.
What's your issue? What's your hang up?
Well, I was one for many years, and it sucked. And I never scored a Maggie during those days.
Yeah, you're also not a nice person.
I'm a wonderful
Yeah,
human
you're
being.
not a wonderful human being.
No?
No, you're creepy and you drink too much. Shouldn't score a Maggie.
Those might be factors to look at.
He shouldn't score a Maggie, is what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That's not nice.
Do you live in Los Angeles?
I am based there, yeah.
I prefer New York, but I go out there sometimes for work.
What, when you do Leno?
He does Leno a lot.
Well,
he doesn't want to brag, so we'll brag for him.
Humble brag. Hashtag
Humble brag. Dude, don't you love humble brag?
Yes.
Well, I just joined Twitter last week.
You did.
You wanna get some followers?
So I
You'll
just
get
learned
a hell of a lot of
You wanna
followers.
get some
It's
followers?
at Maggie Grace. It's
At
pretty simple.
Maggie
get
Grace.
that?
That's easy.
No,
I know
two
people who know
dummies, not a
people.
Y.
Who email
Oh,
people.
that's cool.
Yeah, so I just learned about this whole hashtag thing
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
Oh, you did?
I'm joining the 21st century.
This is great. Oh, cool. What do you tweet a lot of? Is it just like, hey, this is what I did today, or some people tweet their food. It's so stupid.
Oh no.
Like, hey, here's what I just ate.
That's
Who
why I
cares?
was so anti for so long. It's like
Yeah.
there's no one, no matter how much I respect them, do I want to know what they had for lunch.
Yeah.
I just don't want to know.
Yeah. Who cares?
It's
right?
like placebo intimacy.
Yeah.
Sort of like we're all pretending to be close by knowing what we had for lunch or when we brushed our teeth.
We should tweet
Spot on this one. Yeah.
We should tweet a very hot picture of you, and then I'll do the at Maggie Grace, and then you're gonna get a lot of followers.
Oh,
See
you're
what
gonna
we'll
get
do
a hell
here?
of a lot of
I gotta
followers.
get Jimmy out of this shot.
No,
though.
you don't.
Too late.
Too late. Damage is done.
No, but I ruin all photos, but by the I guess definitely I just make everybody else look better in a photo. I'm a really good guy to take a picture
Jimmy.
with because I'm a mope.
Look how hot. See, that's you being hot.
You have
Look,
you
it's
have
her being
9,000
hot.
followers already. How long you been on?
I don't know, less than a week.
Wow. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot.
Jesus Christ.
You'll get a couple thousand from our show.
Good.
Easy.
What are some examples of
cool.
what you've tweeted?
Easy.
Just like Subject.
Favorite TED Talks. It's very scintillating.
She's only tweeted 19 times.
That's
Don't, dude. This is not.
Why
cool.
not?
You're like,
This is not cool.
Let's read her tweets.
She's nice. She wrote, "Thanks for a lovely party last night at HBO. Though I still," and she put "still" in capital letters. "I still can't utter the words boom, boom, boom with a straight face."
That's not a good example.
Well, I don't know what that means.
Well, everyone was saying I was really lame and I should live it up and be in my 20s and actually go out past 9 o'clock. So
Oh, are you like a homebody?
yeah,
Yeah.
I like dinner parties.
But you don't have a TV, so you're not sitting at home watching TV. What do you do? Read?
She
or
just
something?
got a
Yeah.
TV.
Ugh.
She said she got a flat
Books.
screen. She's back
Read
at the
books
TV.
and stuff.
Oh,
You know, I'm an actress. We sort of lead with our insecurities. Like,
Yeah.
hi, I'm Maggie, not formally educated. Have I mentioned the last book I read?
Ah, yes.
Can
Let
we
me
talk about
show
it?
you I
Can we-
can read.
Please.
What did you read lately?
Oh, I'm reading the new Daniel Kahneman book. Thinking Fast and Slow. He's the only psychologist to win the Nobel Prize in Economics. So I can read good.
Isn't that the Beautiful Mind guy?
Yeah. Maggie, I need an adjective.
I just know from the movie, see? Our paths can intertwine through movies and books. I could be a dummy that just watches television.
You are.
I love Jimmy.
Well, television's gotten a lot smarter.
No, it hasn't.
I feel
Sucks.
edified often.
I'm watching Toddlers and Tiaras and Hoarders. Believe me, it's going nowhere.
It depends on your choice of programming, I'm sure. I definitely watch certain things on DVD.
Yeah.
I'm not bashing television.
No, you should. It sucks.
I need an adjective. I'm going to go with the lovely.
Oh, well, thank you.
Is that
that's
good?
a good one.
Absolutely.
Vivacious?
That's a good one. I'll take that.
How about, you mentioned the
Vivacious?
reading, too.
And a good reader?
Oh, God.
The lovely...
Speaks in more than
Jimmy's gonna
monosyllabic
help.
grunts.
Jimmy's going to help with his tweet.
The lovely, vivacious reader...
Oh, no.
At Maggie Grace.
They're going to love this.
In capital
See,
letters,
I'm just
reader.
feeding you guys more fodder. You've already got the running thing.
Oh,
yeah,
watch.
but that's old hat.
And star of the new movie...
Yes.
Lockdown.
Lockout.
Oh, lockdown.
Lockout.
I love how you guys have made a concerted effort to avoid.
Because we didn't see the movie.
You know what?
We didn't see the movie. We usually see the movies ahead of time.
No, we get a screener.
Lovely
We'll watch it, but a lot
reader.
of times we don't get a screener. If the movie company won't give a screener, it's a little harder because we can't see it before it's out.
And there's so much we wanted to talk about with you, just other than the movie, but we want to get the movie.
You just
in
want to
also.
make fun of her running.
No, we didn't make fun. We just brought up the fact that
She went with it, thank God.
Yeah, she was very cool about it.
And star
Yeah.
of Lockout.
And
Awesome.
Jimmy says Liam Neeson's hair looked like it was dyed with soy sauce.
It was just an odd color. I think it was the lighting choice that they made.
Yeah.
Because he is a
Maggie finds it funny.
Well,
though.
I'm
He's a
here
tremendous
to,
actor.
to testify that he does not, in fact, dye his hair with soy sauce.
All right.
I never got a whiff of
These are the-
soy at all.
Maggie, these are the answers we were going for here when we knew you were coming in.
Yes,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, this is the
thank
hard
goodness we can
stuff.
get to the bottom of this.
Yes, it's solving
This is
these mysteries.
radio journalism at its
It
best.
certainly is. Thank you.
What's it say?
You're getting used in a promo now.
Hi, I'm Maggie Grace.
The lovely and vivacious reader, Maggie
no,
Reader.
don't say
Grace,
that.
and star of the new movie Lockout. You're going to get some mentions.
Got the movie
now.
name right there.
You're going to get some followers in
Jesus.
And you are a very good actress.
And you're beautiful.
Well,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
You guys are just making up.
Lovely
for
and
making fun of me.
talented.
You got a very nice
No,
smile.
No, I swear.
Nice smile, nice teeth,
Yeah.
nice eyes.
We wanted to really
Nice
give you
cheekbones.
the let's give it to her when you were acting aloof because your publicist wasn't here.
I think Maggie is
We thought
shy.
you were being aloof.
Yeah. We didn't know. We thought
Aloof?
like you
Yeah.
didn't want to come in, and we're like, "What's wrong with her? She doesn't want to come in." But then we sat down and said, "Yeah, maybe she's just shy. Maybe."
Oh, no, I just do what I'm told.
Oh, they
ya?
told you to wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, don't go.
Oh, fair enough.
Good gosh.
Don't feed her to the sharks unsupervised.
We might
Yeah,
be
but we're not gonna be
insecure
mean.
too, though.
Toss her to the wolves.
No,
We're a little insecure too.
we get all smitten with pretty girls, so we never really
Can you
bashed,
tell?
that.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we're
if
going to
you can
have
tell.
Jeff Goldblum in here in a
Fuck
few,
that guy.
and we are
Oh,
going to
really?
give him the
Yeah.
how do you do.
Wait till Eugene Levy is coming in a few minutes.
Oh.
We're going to physically attack him.
What's
Yes.
that? The how do you do? Lay
Well,
that
that's
out
when
for
we
me.
physically beat people that come in here.
No, we're not.
This week.
Just for the vocals?
Yes. Yeah, you got to kind of give
Oh,
people.
that sounded like a below the belt shot.
She's got to go.
Exactly.
She's
What?
gotta go.
Why?
I thought we were having a great time, too.
It's a timing thing.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, well,
You
Maggie
doing a
wants to
lot of
leave.
Publicity?
All right, Peter.
No, well, Maggie wants to leave. You're an ass.
I got an early squash game. I should take off.
Well, I definitely want a picture because I got to put it on classmates.com and say that you're my girlfriend.
Oh, awesome.
That'd be cool. Oh, awesome. She goes, oh, awesome. Great.
And looks down.
Idiot.
I'm
looked
not
down.
on classmates.com, so I won't be able to supervise the.
Yeah, I hear you.
The movie's called Lockout. Next Friday, April 13th. It's Friday the 13th. It's in theaters. I wish we had a screener copy because we would have watched it. And, Maggie from Lost. And she's also in Taken and
Taken 2.
Taken 2, which was just done. But for now,
Electric Boogaloo.
see Lockout. I like an action movie that doesn't take itself seriously because too many of them do, and that's where they lose me. But it's like when they're not taking themselves seriously, it's much more enjoyable.
Action-packed.
Yes, yes.
You just gained 5
compose a little
followers.
song.
You
No.
gained
Wow.
5 followers.
We're very
Five?
powerful.
Wow.
Very powerful.
By the end of this
Yeah.
day, you'll have 7 to 10 new followers.
Maybe we should do like the vocal trailer for Lockout.
You just gained another
Radio.
10.
Lockout.
Yeah.
Lockout.
In a world with one man.
yeah.
Lockout.
The daughter of the president's kidnapped and must be rescued. From a prison environment so gritty and dirty, you'll vomit.
Yeah.
Knockout. See it now.
See, I would just
rated M for mature.
It's like 1972.
See, I would give too much away. The president's daughter's in space. What'll happen?
Join the wacky antics. And they play the music.
Did they CGI in this? Did you have to do any CGI? Or was it
They created a whole world afterwards. It was amazing.
I guess that was an asshole question. No, they sent us to space. Stupid.
We had the budget. It was incredible. God bless Europa. They
fantastic.
actually sent us into space.
I'm a fool.
Maggie has to go there yelling
Okay,
at
well,
us.
thank you. We'll just say Eugene Levy coming up next, and thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
Maggie,
you,
thanks so much.
Guys.
Maggie Grace on Twitter, everyone.
Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show.
Tweeting, sir.
We got Eugene
Ben,
Levy in
I
studio.
do.
Good morning,
Hi.
Eugene.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Pretty
now
good.
we're on.
Good.
All right, so now we're on the air.
What happened to Maggie Grace? We had a beautiful woman sitting right where you were, and now it's Eugene Levy.
I saw her.
Yeah, you met her out there?
I met her out there.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
She's a looker,
sweetheart.
right?
She is a sweetheart.
She's better looking in person. Like, I always knew she was good looking, but seeing her close up, like, she is really beautiful.
People say the same thing about me.
That's true. You are very
I'm much
pretty.
better looking in person. And,
You are
and
beautiful,
somewhat
sir.
more pretty than people
Yes,
thought
beautiful.
I look on film.
But on film, you look really good and sexy, too. It's with
Yes.
you, it's not as big of a shock.
Well, we should possibly discuss this after the broadcast.
Yeah, I like the way he thinks.
Look at that.
And what a nice head of hair on him and everything. Jeez, look at you.
I've still got the feathers.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah.
That's
when
your
a lot
hair?
of people you probably know lost
Yeah.
their plumage, you're still the peacock.
Well, that's the thing about, like, going to a high school reunion, which I've never been to, incidentally. But
high school or the
never,
reunion?
high school never had a
Oh.
high school reunion, and
What?
I'm devastated by it. I was looking forward to it.
You'd have been the popular guy. You'd have been like, oh, see, he's the guy that standout
Well, I
star.
think that's true. It's not the sole reason that I was looking forward to going to
Was
it,
for me.
but I mean, it's you do kind of see the old kind of ex-football players that are,
still hanging at the
looking
local,
a little paunchy,
and hanging out the local gin mill still with their leather jacket on and going over the old times.
That's
right?
it. You were the popular guy, were you?
Yeah. What happened?
Yeah.
Opie went to school. Went to a school, and see, this is the problem. Mariah Carey also went to his high school, so that knocks his ass right out of contention as being the most famous guy.
I think I'm
in
number
his
two,
school.
though.
Really?
Eugene,
Mariah
I'm number
Carey
two,
went
though.
to your high school?
But I'm number two. It might be a drop-off, but I am number two.
Was she in your class?
I like to tell people that so they think I'm younger.
She's a little younger than.
She was a little younger.
than Opie.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's got about
all right.
4 years on me.
Wow. Does she have a picture up in the hall?
I bet.
No.
Does she have a trophy in the case?
No.
There's no
Do
picture
you?
of her?
No.
Boy,
I don't
that's
know.
something.
I haven't been
Yeah.
through the halls in a while. She used to work at the supermarket as a cashier, though.
Oh. Down in Greenlawn.
Wall
Yeah.
bombs.
And boy, does this tie in very nicely with Reunion.
It does?
American Reunion. That's your movie.
How did you do
Coming
that?
up. It's you know what? That's why I'm a
That was
professional.
uncanny.
It really was.
Yeah.
I picked up on that in a second. I heard Reunion and went, that's the movie.
We've been doing this a long
American
time.
Reunion.
I would not have put that together.
I know, Eugene. You just sit and let us drive. You're the passenger.
Wow.
And before
Have fun.
hold on,
Sightsee.
hold on. Before we get to American Reunion, I do want to say one thing. You're the father in Goon.
Yes,
I
that's
love
right.
that movie.
Yes. Do you like Goon? I to be honest, I still haven't seen it. I've been on the road when it opened here, but I'm hopefully going to see it when I go back to Los Angeles.
Quickly,
on
I don't think
the weekend.
I don't think they had big expectations for the movie, how they rolled it out, but people are really liking this movie.
Well, I know
Our
they
fans are
love it.
loving
They love it in Canada.
Yep.
Oh, man, hockey.
They love it in Canada. It's a religion up there.
And you were the father.
I was Sean William Scott's father in Goon.
That's correct.
And
Who's also in American Reunion.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's true. The greatest character ever, Stifler.
Oh, yeah.
But this is a role that Sean is. I think it's really going to shock a lot of people. I think he was really.
Yeah.
I mean, just being on set with him, I was kind of blown away.
The brutality.
Yeah, it's
bloody.
again, it's
violent.
pretty bloody, and Liev Schreiber, also a great performance, great actor. He was in Taking Woodstock, a film I was in as well.
Yep.
Taking Woodstock. Who else was in that? That wasn't Dimitri Martin, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was Dimitri. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I still haven't seen that.
No, I saw parts of it.
I gotta see that movie.
Yeah.
I saw Goo though. I just
If
want to
you-
acknowledge
If you were
that
there, were
that's
you
a good
there at
movie,
the
too.
time? Were you there? Did you do the 60s thing?
Oh, man. Right? Remember?
I love the fact that he's looking at you two like it's possible you went to Woodstock. You know how happy that makes me?
I remember. Yeah. That was,
We went to the 90s version.
Free Love.
It's,
the marijuana.
You kind of had to be there. It's but it was a lovely, lovely movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Hendrix closing out the show. It was way past my bedtime. I think I was actually, I remember watching the news accounts of it. I was a child, but I do remember.
What years were you in SCTV?
When did we do it?
What years were you there?
We started in 76 and we finished in 84.
76, wow.
And we were down 1 year, the better part of 1 year. So it was like 7 years.
And Candy was there the whole time with you?
Oh yeah. We were no, John was not there the last year, and he was not there oh boy, was it this? Now I can't remember the second last year. One of the half-hour years, I think he was not there for. A couple of years there, John or maybe Catherine kind of, didn't come in for it, but pretty much 90% of the time.
Yeah, that had a hell of the cult following back then.
It was a great show. It was, the inmates running the asylum. It was just great fun. It was the most fun I think I've had in my career. We just had a lot of laughs. We were just writing what we thought was funny and doing it. And, we were shooting up in Toronto. We were shooting in Edmonton, Alberta. We had no idea people were even watching the show when we first started it because, we would just go in, tape, and then go home and have dinner. I mean, it wasn't like, Saturday Night Live where you've got New York City at your feet, We were just doing a job and going home. And eventually, in the second year, we started when it got syndicated to about 40 American cities.
Yeah.
We started getting, reviews and things from American papers like Dallas, Texas, and Boston, and we're going, wow, people are actually watching the show. People are watching the show.
It was a type of comedy that we just weren't getting here. It was really out there. I think you really needed a good kind of off-center sense of humor to get it.
Well, that's good, and those are the fans of the show, and those really were the people that we were kind of gearing the show for. It's because we weren't making excuses, we weren't apologizing for anything. We would just and there was nobody to tell us what to do.
Yeah, and also the movies you've done with Christopher Guest. That's another type of genre of movie that people that find that funny have a different sense of humor.
Well, again, we're kind of given carte blanche by the studio. Castle Rock is, who we did the movies for, and I guess Warner's distributed. But those movies were, as long as we didn't go over budget, they gave you, whatever it was. The first, like Guffman, was maybe $5 million or something. It was just a really low budget movie. As long as you don't go over $5 million. You can do what you want. We're not going to interfere creatively.
Right. Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen a more sad character than yours in Best in Show, where just with the wife that would just every guy she bumped into had sex with her at some point in life. And Eugene's character is trying to play it off like, oh, okay, well, don't you? And it's just blatant. They had unbelievable sex together, and you're trying to just play it
that was
off.
the funny thing was they would talk. She would bump into these old guys that she used to, have sex with, and then they would just talk about how great the sex was in front of me.
It's terrible.
And he was just too nice a guy to say anything, so he just kind of stood there and waited until they were finished talking about it.
Horribly.
Jerry Fleck, yes.
Yeah, Jerry Fleck.
That's right.
And you guys had a lot of latitude as far as what the characters said, script-wise?
Yeah, it was all. They were improvised movies. Chris and I, kind of really wrote a a pretty fine-tuned outline. You know, we scene by scene, we kind of laid out what the exposition and story and everything else. We even included some jokes. If we thought of some jokes for the character, we would kind of write it in, but not so much as dialogue. We just kind of wrote it in, but we didn't write it out as kind of dialogue. So they were kind of screenplays without dialogue, really. And the great fun was that people actually and there was no rehearsal. So when you get, you get on set, you get on camera, and that's the first time you actually realize what's going on. First time you hear what's coming out of the other character's mouth. Wow.
Before Curb Your Enthusiasm did it, you guys did it.
Well, Curb, the reason it's taken so long to even come out with a fifth movie for Chris and myself is that now everybody's kind of aping the style. It's
right.
Everybody's now doing a fake documentary thing, right? Every television show has now got this fake documentary talking to camera, and it's kind of a lame, the way it's done now is just homogenized down to a point where it just becomes like, what is it?
Yeah.
So there's nothing kind of unique about doing
it. It feels formulaic now, like that's just the way
it's just kind of that's just the way comedy goes. So we're still kind of looking to try and figure out how whatever we do next is going to be kind of different. And
the ensemble cast too is amazing at doing that type of movie and humor. You got like Fred Willard is hysterical. Parker Posey in Best in Show was unbelievably funny.
Well, Parker's the only actress I think in the group who did not come out of an improvisational background.
Really,
everybody else is pretty. Had some pretty good training. I mean, myself, Catherine, Fred Willard, Linda Cash was in Waiting for Guffman. All Second City people. Jennifer Coolidge. Came out of the Groundlings, and it's these people are really good. I mean, it's a great cast for doing this kind of work because you think if you're just going to improvise, just throw in a line and try and get a laugh, and that's what it is. It's not a Robin Williams kind of improvisation,
right? Yeah,
we're talking about here. It's kind of knowing how to keep everything funny and yet organic to the character. It's all got to come out of the character. The audience has to care about your character. Otherwise, it's just a series of jokes.
That's why you can't just put anybody in that situation, and it's going to be a good, funny, improv movie. Yeah.
You kind of have to know, how to get your laughs, keep the scene moving, and when to shut up.
Yeah. Well, that collection of people on those movies has always been hysterical.
Yeah. No, it's a great group.
So will you write we want the scene to kind of start here, and the purpose of the scene is to get you and your wife to the supermarket, and then you just kind of flow in and out. Do you guys put a time limit on it, or do you just kind of feel how it's going?
No, just feel how it's going. I mean, it's once the information comes out in the scene, and people are just kind of going off and riffing on something, then they keep the cameras rolling just to cover it, because you may get something funny that you can actually use. And the great thing about those movies is that it's a documentary format, so you have a lot of editing options that you can use to kind of sew the comedy pieces together. In a documentary, you can use jump cuts. You can go to somebody talking to camera. You can cut out at any time and then kind of cut back in. It's not a narrative, so to speak. So you really, the great thing about that form is that you can cut out at any time, cut back in, go to somebody talking to camera. You can jump cut somebody 3 times and just go from one funny thing to another if you want.
Yeah.
And that was the great thing about the format. But now it's everybody's kind of doing it, but they're doing it in a scripted kind of way.
Yeah,
so it
and
doesn't.
You could
it just doesn't look. It's scripted, and they're not really making it up, and it's
the forced awkwardness. That's not the deadpan stare to camera.
The thing about being improvised, doing an improvised movie or just improvising on camera is there's not it's not scripted, because you can everybody's kind of,
everyone's getting it at the same time.
Everyone's getting it at the same time. You're saying it for the first time, and people are hearing it for the first time. So everybody's reaction is kind of as spontaneous as you can possibly get. It's not a...
Yeah, when you're doing dialogue with another actor in the movie, they aren't quite sure where you're going, and you could see their reaction to it. Sometimes they want to laugh. And even though you don't see an inkling of a smile, you could see behind that face somebody wants to crack up.
I had to in the first movie, Waiting for Guffman. It was I had to. I was breaking up so many times on set that I actually would try and lose myself behind anybody else that was in the scene, get down on my hands and knees, and crawl off the set. So the camera wouldn't see me, so I wouldn't stop the scene. I didn't want to laugh on camera, but I just couldn't help myself. And I would just kind of disappear behind somebody, and then crawl off the set and start laughing and say, okay, well, that was it. I couldn't help myself.
Well, I guess Roland saw American Reunion.
Yeah.
And he says he's crowing about it.
He loves
saying
it.
that better than the original.
Could be.
I think here's the thing. I always have a soft spot for the first American Pie because it was just such a great experience. American Reunion, honestly, I think could be the funniest of the four movies, and it was handled really, really well by the writer-directors. These young guys who were in high school when American Pie actually came out, and they had just had such an effect on them, and it really influenced their writing and their writing style. And they couldn't wait to kind of get on board this thing, and they did such a great job of creating a movie with a great story, moving all the characters in a direction that kept the whole thing moving forward. Because when I first heard they were doing another one, I thought, boy, how are they going to stretch this into a fourth installment? And they did. Wow, I get to go on a bit of a ride, my character in this thing, which is great. They finally let me out of the house. And, so everything's kind of, and the premise is fantastic, I mean, it is a high school reunion, and there's a lot of implication there, current relationships hooking up with old relationships, and it's really great. It's a very, very funny movie.
When you're doing a movie, if you see a joke that you don't like, you go, oh, it just stinks. I mean, you're kind of in a position where you can at least have a certain amount of input. Do you do the joke anyway, or will you actually somehow go to the writer, the director, and go, can I swap this out?
Yeah.
You're comfortable doing that?
No, I go to the writer-director.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. No, I would say I can't, can we come up with something else here? Because, this is, I think it's, kind of lame. And usually they just, I mean, I've had a lot of flexibility in terms of doing that or reworking a scene. Again, in this movie, there's a lot of improvisation. They encouraged you to improvise. They encouraged you to go off script. So there was the scenes I do with Jason Biggs as my son. There's a lot of freewheeling improvisation that kind of goes in there that I enjoy, and got to work with Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mom. That's kind of a very exciting thing for me in this movie. So yeah, it's kind of good. But I remember doing one. I think there was one, maybe the second American Pie, and there was a scene, a speech that I really didn't care for. I remember going up to the director and saying, gee, can we change this speech? I don't really care for it. He said, oh, I thought that was funny. That's a funny line. I said, well, not to me. It's not that funny to me. He said, well, okay. Well, you want to change it? All right. Well, why don't you change it? But do me a favor. Do your version.
Oh, that's it. Yep.
And then just for fun, do it the way it's written. And I said, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Give us one for safety, and that's
I
what
know
it
what
is.
they would do.
Give us one that you can put in the vault, and then, and I don't have the combination.
Exactly.
So
you were honest with him, and you said, I can't do that.
Yeah, I said I can't. I just don't think it's a funny line, and whatever. But I think that was the only time that
Eugene's
it really
difficult to work with.
It really got got to a point of I don't think I don't think he walked away saying that, but maybe. But no, there's a lot of improvisation in this, and not that we needed to, because I think it was a really funny script, and it has all the same sensibility as the first American Pie, and it does have, over and above all the sex, and there is something in this movie that you probably would not expect to see. So the envelope kind of continues to get pushed here, but it does have a really nostalgic vibe to it. And it even has some kind of little sentimental scenes that they weren't afraid to kind of, go there. So it really is a very funny, but a very kind of rich, great movie that completely stands on its own. It's not like you need to see the other three movies in order to find this movie funny. It really kind of stands up on its own. Everybody knows what a high school reunion is. Even if you know or don't know the characters, you're still going to have a lot of laughs.
I know it's a very tough question, but who would you say is the best improver that you ever worked with? And it may be one of three amazing improvers. I think really good improvers. I say this every time one of you guys. It's so hard to do believable good improv.
Well, there are three pretty great improv people that I've worked with. One was Joe Flaherty, who was in our show, SCTV, also a Second City guy. And when I got into Second City, Joe was kind of, a veteran. He had done the Chicago show, and we opened our show in Toronto. And so Joe came up and worked with this new Canadian cast. But Joe was the only guy who honestly could make me laugh on stage, because I was not a break-up on stage. You couldn't break me up. I was just too damn professional. And Joe just had my number. He had a thing in his eye. He could just, it's that little thing he has in his eye that he sometimes used to use with his character on our old show. It was just a thing that you could see. He's the man in the wheelchair, but he only uses it for respect. He can actually walk. The second guy is Chris Guest, who is absolutely brilliant. And I was a fan of Chris's from, going back to the early 70s, listening to his stuff on the old National Lampoon records. Wow. Amazing character work. And the third is Marty Short, there's no particular order to this. Marty is my best friend, actually, but I don't think there's anybody faster or funny in this business than Marty Short. He's just razor sharp. He does a character, Jiminy Glick, that is, I think, one of the great creations ever, and all his stuff is pretty much, he may have some questions written down, but everything else is all off the top of his head. And
he was part of SCTV.
Yeah, Marty was on was on SCTV the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember watching SCTV years ago, and then right afterwards there'd be that Showtime exercise show with the girls on the turntables.
That's right.
It was almost like watching pornography back then.
Oh yeah, they'd be in their little white sneakers.
Yeah. And they'd do stretching into the camera.
Yeah.
That was very close.
That was porn back then.
Back then, that was
porn.
And that was right after SCTV that came on.
That's
it's like,
remember that.
What a great block in time that was.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad it didn't come on before SCTV.
Yes, I'd been all
that would have put
I guess.
Would have put you in a whole different frame of mind, I think. You'd have been looking at it saying, that's not funny.
Did you guys know John Candy was such a versatile actor? I don't think a lot of people knew that, just based on what he did comedy-wise with SCTV and whatnot. But he was a very good actor too.
John was actually a great actor, and he was a very, very much underrated actor. And I knew when I was working with John on the show, on our television show, the work that he did on some of the characters, he would just go really deep into a character. Just strange, insane stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But he was deep in the character and so focused. I remember doing a movie with him way early on, 1980. I think it was called Going Berserk. And it's a movie with some very funny scenes. No story necessarily, but and John had a scene to do in there that was really kind of a tough scene. It was, he had to be kind of sitting on the bank by it must have been a lake or something, and he's supposed to be kind of masturbating. Can we say that on the air?
Certainly.
It's actually taking you far too long to get to it.
And a cruise ship. Thank you.
It's about time. God, we've been waiting.
I know. And you and Universal. And a cruise ship goes by and kind of sees him, in the process of doing what he's doing, and then he had that scene. And I remember saying to him, I said, John, why don't you just go up and see if you can change the scene? Because that would have been my instinct, right? I can't do this. Maybe we can change it. And John said, no, that's what's written. My job is I've got to do it. I've got to find a way of doing it, and I was going, wow, I guess that's what acting is,
It's really acting.
And John was I mean, really, how about
Only the Lonely? He was very good in.
Oh, and Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, which I think is his. I mean, I loved Uncle Buck, but I think Trains and Planes is just about the greatest John Candy performance.
At the end of that, when he's giving that little speech about himself, and it's serious.
Yeah, no,
it's heartbreaking,
and it's really close to his to who he was too.
Mm-hmm.
It was really kind of revealing.
It reminded me of when you watch earlier Jonathan Winter's work, where he's being a serious actor.
Yeah,
it had that same vibe to it. Yeah.
Well, how about JFK? His little role in JFK.
Yeah, that's right. He was in
JFK.
Oh
my God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And a good day to you, sir. Yeah, I forgot about that.
John was really, really a great actor and just so much fun to work with.
And of course, the one of the most memorable things on SCTV, the 3D. Where he has the pen.
Yes.
He's putting it to the screen.
Yep. 3D.
Yep.
With Woody and Tongue.
Right.
I did the Schmengi Brothers with John. I did a lot of stuff with John. Did about 5 or 6 movies with him. Great talent. Great talent.
The whole group was really amazing. It was. Have you noticed a big difference between Canadian comedy and American comedy? If you look at English comedy, it's a lot drier, they say, and whatnot.
Yeah.
But is there a difference? Do you see a difference?
One is good, one is not. Canadian. See, I never really looked at it like Canadian comedy and American comedy. I never, we sometimes would get criticized in Canada because, I remember when our show went off the air, my hometown paper, Hamilton, Ontario, up there had a headline, SCTV Good Riddance, after 7 years. And it was like weird. And our show was like I thought it was a pretty good show.
Yeah.
Certainly for Canada. And I finally got to talk to the reporter who wrote that. And I said, what were you thinking? What was going? He said, well, you have a lot of American references in your show, and I just thought you guys could have just had more Canadian references. And I said, okay, you know what? This is not about Canadian and American. It's about what's funny, and you have to. And our show plays in the United States, so we have to play. People have to understand what we're doing. We're not just writing a Canadian show, and we're not writing an American show. We did shows that reflected a Canadian theme, even though Americans probably wouldn't have understood, what a parody of the CBC was. They wouldn't have even got it, but they would have found it funny on their own.
The Great White North was completely Canadian references as far as
absolutely, and it became like really funny. So to me, it's just if it's funny, it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It will play all over the place in a way. I mean, Monty Python came out and they were hysterical. You didn't understand anything, really. You didn't necessarily know what these references were, these bizarre names and street names and whatever the hell it was. But you were laughing your ass off.
Yep. Yeah.
You recognize them as funny guys, and it's like sometimes you just understand the experience, even if you don't understand the exact reference. You still know what's going on.
Location,
Yeah.
Great.
We got to get Eugene out of here.
Yes.
We're being told that that's not coming from us. Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming in, man. I've been a fan for years.
Well, this is great. This is like it's a lot of fun, and it was great talking to you guys, and it's very comfortable in here, and really just to get out and see the movie, because I'm telling you, it's a funny movie. I have to say that.
All the characters
This Friday,
are back. You know them all.
Every single character is back in the movie. Every single character, and there's just some amazing stuff. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
So American Reunion in theaters this Friday. We don't even need to promote it. You guys all know it's coming out, but thanks, Eugene Levy. It's great.
Eugene Levy, thanks so much, man.
My pleasure.
All right, you've heard about it. You've waited 4 long hours for it. And now the moment you've waited for rears its ugly nose. Head after Opie and Anthony Live is coming up next.